Game 1. Hi, everybody. Along with John Davidson, I'm Mike Emmerich. In a marvelous atmosphere here in Philadelphia. The New York Rangers are the enemies of the Flyers and of their fans. It goes back over a long period of time. But along with the atmosphere, there are some questions. First of all, John, do these two esteemed captains go head-to-head on the ice?
Mike, I hope so. I'd love to see that. I know that Terry Murray, the coach of the Flyers, loved to play his best line, and that's Eric Lindros opposite the other team's best line, and that's Mark Messier of the Rangers. Season scoring during the regular season, 9 of the 11 goals scored by the big boys in their season series against the Rangers, so I certainly expect to see that.
Another question here in Philadelphia amongst the fans is, will the inexperience of the Flyers against the Rangers hurt the Philadelphia team?
Well, it didn't hurt them against Buffalo, but that was a short series, and Philadelphia never got themselves into a position where they had to question themselves regarding poise and discipline. The Rangers, in winning a tough 6-game series over Quebec, toyed with the emotions of the Quebec Nordique. The Rangers were in control all the way through with the discipline. To me, in this series starting this afternoon, the Rangers will have poise. They will have control. For the younger Flyers team, it'll be up to their leadership, especially Craig McTavish, to make sure they control themselves, keep their poise in order.
21 years ago, when these two teams first met in a playoff series, it was Bernie Parent in goal for the Flyers. Today, Ron Hextall, humbled as an Islander by the Rangers last year. Ed Jockerman was the Rangers goalie 21 years ago. Mike Richter was 7 years old and watched it on television. Now he's in it himself. The field of officials has been narrowed down to 18. 8 referees and 10 linesmen. The 3 today: Don Koharski, Wayne Bonney, and Dan Shakty. With the standby Paul Dvorsky. And the off-ice officials are from Florida. And to take the opening faceoff, it is Eric Lindros against Mark Messier.
You see right away Eric Lindros wearing the visor because of the injury he had to his eye. The Rangers put Joe Kocur on the line to start the game. He will not play the majority of the game on the line.
Whoa. Flair with a screaming first shot at 7 seconds, and getting a piece of that was Mike Richter. Well, an emphatic start. Rangers in deep, and it's Bukaboom along now for Mark Messier, canceled out by Holler. And Lindros feeds it across to Michael Renberg. Empty so far in the playoffs with a wrist shot that's blocked down. Lindros' shot, and it was turned away by Richter. What a responsive crowd. Are they ever cranked up? They have been all week, ever since it was determined it would be Flyers-Rangers.
And now they're responding to the great start of their #1 line with 2 good scoring chances. The Flyers start sharp, real sharp. Richter tested twice, once by Lindros and once by Leclerc. Off the opening faceoff, Leclerc with the top shot, and then the second scoring chance. You'll see Lindros shoot the puck quickly. Not a hard shot, but he got it away quickly, and Richter put the puck into the corner. So it's a good start for both the big line for Philadelphia and for Mike Richter, the Rangers goaltender.
We should mention that during the pregame warm-up that Peter Nedved was the last off and shot the puck down the ice into the Philadelphia net.
And the fans booed as they were ready for it. And it looks like the #1 defensive center for Philadelphia, Craig McTavish, draws the assignment of Peter Nedved, who scored and played very well for the Rangers in the Quebec series.
We mentioned that other only because it is a little bit of the flavor of the one-upsmanship that often goes on in playoff series. Puck will be brought all the way back down. Last night, Claude Lemieux slithered one in behind Tom Barrasso, who wasn't paying that much attention in Pittsburgh. These things seem to happen at playoff time. The Flyers had rather an electrifying pregame warm-up up in Montreal a few years ago, but Terry Murray has had his successes as a hockey coach against this New York Rangers team.
Twice as a head coach of the Washington Capitals, Terry Murray beat the New York Rangers in a 5-game series in 1990 and a 6-game series in 1991. For Colin Campbell, he said he will watch early to see how the game goes, to see who's dictating the play. He then may have to make some changes regarding his matchups.
Karpatsev turned it around, and Steve Larmer brings it back up for the Rangers. Crisp pass ahead, trying to get by Nedved. Hextall challenges and throws it back out. Cranked back in by Karpatsev.
10 years ago, Ronnie Hextall was one of the only goaltenders in the league that would fire the puck up the ice all the time and do a good job of it. Now most goaltenders in the league do it, so it's not a big factor like it used to be.
Hextall threw that one along, and it is played back out to Craig McTavish, the ex-Ranger. Lays it on a cross for Dmitry Yushkevich. Yushkevich with a shot. And that strong wrister was wide. Thrown back out again by Kipriyov. Is it a feeling among the Rangers that they have to watch out for, especially the first 5 or 10 minutes? Do they block any period of time off?
The Rangers would love, obviously, to score their first goal here to establish themselves in the series. And it looks like Terry Murray is going with his Betts line, the Lindros line, going to be opposite Messier's line. He then had Craig McTavish. We'll call him his third line center opposite Peter Nedved. We'll call Nedved the centerman for the Rangers' third line. And now you have Brind'Amour on the ice opposite Nemchinov. So this is the two teams' second line. So the first line's opposite one another, the second line's opposite one another, the third line's opposite one another, and I don't think we'll see the fourth lines very much.
False start on the faceoff. Rod Brind'Amour had a wonderful series against Buffalo. He was the offensive hero in the first round with 8 points. Alexei Kovalov and Brian Leetch were the Rangers' best in the first round with 9. But Rod Brind'Amour in the last game that the two teams played here on Fox was 13 for 19 on faceoffs.
Right here, Nemchinov, the centerman, thrown out of the circle, so the winger Kovalov goes in. Philadelphia is an extremely solid face-off team. Lindros, Brind'Amour, and McTavish, very, very good. The line's been having a little trouble trying to establish positioning for the draws. Kovalov wins it. That's a bonus for the Rangers.
Sergei Zubov. And flip back over Kovalov. Nemchinov couldn't get it. Svoboda hands it back across. Tipped by DeMaio and brought on by Rod Brind'Amour. Back to DeMaio, but stripped to the puck by Kovalov. Bounces it over to Nemchinov, and he swings it back in. John, do you put a lot of faith in warm-ups and how solid a goaltender looks in warm-ups?
Sometimes it depends on the individual. Some goalies wear themselves out trying to stop everything in warm-up. But Ron Hextall, to me, in watching warm-up, was fabulous. I mean, he was awesome in warm-up.
Brind'Amour couldn't get the pass across because of Lowe. Paid the price on the hit. Sergei Zubov. But a trickler taken by DeMaio. Flucked it in front, but it was deflected away and brought right back up ice again for the layoff by Kyprios onto Zubov. Plenty of Flyers back. Zubov to Kovalov. Swung away from him, and Leetch puts it in deep. Offside.
I like the Flyers thus far with their body checking. They're finishing the checks nicely all over the ice. That's something they'll do. And if this series becomes a long series, it may have a wearing effect. And what they're doing on top of taking the body on every occasion is they're doing it without taking penalty minutes, which is not what Quebec did when the Rangers played them in the first round.
Flyers with 6 days off before the series, and the Rangers with 4. And the Rangers had a pretty punishing series. How big a difference does that make?
I think that was enough time for the Rangers to recover. Brian Noonan is in the lineup. He is back from a groin injury for the Rangers. For the Flyers, they now have their big line on the ice for their second shift.
Holler a drive, and it's blocked away by Richter. Brushed aside by Graves and brought on by Messier. If they hurry, it's a 2-on-1. Messier feeling along, but he's run off. The Flyers recovered well and forced the breakdown of the play.
And that was 88 that recovered, and he just threw a hard hit but took a penalty hitting Brian Leetch. So big Lindros trying to get involved. He back-checked all the way, caught Messier, broke up the 2-on-1, then it went at Brian Leetch, and in a cross-check fashion used his stick, knocking Leetch down. Forced power play. Goes to the Rangers.
It comes from the foothills of the Great Cascades, a creation the world has never seen before. Introducing our new 777. Huge, astonishing, yet invitingly comfortable. It communicates in surprising ways and opens itself wide to be explored. Oh, it's more than a big foot forward. It's revolutionary. The 777, co-designed by the employee owners of United. Because we don't just work here.
First power play will go to the Rangers. Lindros moves into Brian Leetch. Watch his stick. He's even let go of the left hand on the stick to try and evade the cross-check, but it still was a cross-check. He takes the penalty. And the Rangers, who were 6 for 13 on the road in the first round, get the first power play of the series.
Sergei Zubov takes it. He and Leetch will be the point men, and they keep the Graves, Messier, and Verbeek line out there. Good deflection by Graves, but it's taken by Hextall. And so 8 seconds in, the Rangers get their first chance.
See, what happened there, Mike, was the Rangers loved to pass the puck from Zubov to Leetch, and it was taken away. You see the puck dropped here. We go ahead and take a look at it. See the puck drop, the Rangers win the draw. That's the first thing. But stop it now. Look at McTavish. Look where he is. So there's no passing with their defenseman. So you'll see the Rangers put the puck in front. Look at Graves back right in front of Hextall. They've taken away the defense-to-defense pass. See how Rangers have 2 men in front? If that puck gets away from Hextall, there's 2 Rangers there. Watch Zubov, just a little wrist shot. He knew he had to get it towards the goal. There's Leetch, or pardon me, Graves. And look on the other side. There's Verbeek, only one defenseman back, and Hextall made a good play. That's the Rangers reading their power play. They adjusted, and they knew Leach couldn't get the puck, so it was just put in front of the goal.
Messier and Craig McTavish, teammates a year ago when the Rangers won the championship, are foes for this faceoff. Back to Leach. Fires. Score! Brian Leach on the power play. 1-0. The Rangers have the lead.
Didn't take long. The Rangers won 2 faceoffs inside the Flyers zone. The Rangers have actually been strong on faceoffs. The only one that has won faceoffs against the Rangers so far is Lindros early in the first period. With Lindros in the penalty box, Messier draws the puck back, and McTavish pushes it back towards Leach himself. Look at that. They both went to the same spot. So Leach now has control and just puts the puck on goal. The Rangers have people in front. Hextall doesn't see it. It's 1-0 Rangers. Look at Hextall looking around Adam Graves. The shot gets right through 3 or 4 sets of legs, and he never appeared to be set. Watch him moving. He's way up. He's very erect. Now he's starting to go down. By the time he does, the puck has gone on by.
Our audio and surround sound picks up some silence. The organ pounding away, the recorded music trying to get the fans to respond, but it is quiet now. Leach from Messier at 3:08 on the power play. Boom. On the turning stick of Stepan Matteau. Nedved flipped it ahead, but it's gathered in by Antoski and sent on back to Yushkevich. Antoski, Semenoff, and Fedek, the front line for Terry Murray's Philadelphia Flyers. Here's Leach moving back with it. Pass is swung away by Fedek and sent stickly right back around by Boom. Having a healthy Boom is a big plus for the New York Rangers because size is one of the concerns that any team has when it plays Philadelphia. And Boom's size is almost equivalent to that of Lindros. A hand pass has stopped the play.
They say that man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive money back based on your annual level of purchases. The more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Accept it where you see the Novus sign.
Coach of the Flyers, Terry Murray, a calm, poised individual. His team trailing in this game 1-0. Chris Therian for the Flyers defense. Big guy puts it back in, and Richter out. Trickled right underneath him. Antoski shoved it behind, but now it's Leach just sliding it back out.
Mike, you asked me earlier about the 4 days off the Rangers had. I think that was a perfect amount of time to get ready for this series. I think the Flyers had too much time. A full week. 2 or 3 of them mentioned to me how they watched Pittsburgh play 3 different games while they were waiting for their next series. Hockey players love to play. They love to have the odd day off, but not a full week.
Is the result flatness usually?
Sometimes, and we'll see as this game moves along. We'll see if it takes a little while for the Flyers to get their groove, get their game right into the groove.
Well, some of the life taken out of the crowd by the Leach power play goal. It has the Rangers ahead in this one. Oh, and Dykhouse nearly run off by Larmer. But it's Jay Wells, the ex-Flyer, just putting it back in and catching a man offside. And we have a stoppage of play and a penalty coming up. It's an elbowing call.
Craig McTavish may have drawn the penalty. Correction. Matteau takes the minor, so the Flyers now get a chance to generate offense for the first time since the first minute.
Alpha 1 is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in opening. Moving north on foot.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Papa.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training and more.
is underway on their power play, elbowing to Matteau at 4:36 elapsed time in the first period. Lindros left it. Bukaboom puts it past as Don Koharski, the referee, drew a round of applause by falling. The last game played between these two teams here, the fans were after Koharski for a disallowed goal. Here is Messier. Mark Messier trickles one that is given right up to Leach, and Leach sent it back down.
So far, we've seen both teams take an ill-advised penalty. We saw Lindros take a penalty in the neutral zone, cost his team a goal against. And the Rangers now, Matteau takes an elbowing penalty in the neutral zone.
The fans want to respond to a hit, but none came there. Zubov just flipped it back out. Gathered in by Desjardins. Eric Desjardins connects to John Leclerc. He and Kevin Lowe go to the corner. Leclerc spun around. Penalty coming up.
Watch out now. It'll be a two-man advantage for the Flyers. The fans know it. They're up and standing. 55 seconds remain on the minor to Matteau, and this is big time, amount of time for a 5-on-3 for the guys like Lindros to get to work. Here's Leclerc. You see Kevin Lowe reach out and grab. He even lost his glove. And with one hand, he threw Leclerc down to the ice. So Don Koharski, the referee, calling everything here, making sure that he gets a grip on the series early. A key portion of the game coming up right now.
Well, John, the notion of a 5-on-4 is to isolate one guy. Now you've got two. How do you play it?
Well, I think it's interesting with the Rangers. Bukaboom will be the man in front. Leach and Messier are extremely quick. These are the defenders on the 5-on-3. For Philadelphia, you can't panic. You've got 55 seconds to make sure you get at least one and get the key shot. Lindros is the quarterback. He's already back at the blue line.
And it's nudged back to him by Desjardins. Eric Lindros back to Desjardins again. Looking it over. Weak pass is thrown back down by Leach.
That hurts. The Flyers going with 4 forwards. Only Desjardins, the defenseman, a real defenseman on the ice for them, and he's the one that missed the pass.
Eric Lindros moves it ahead. Lindros took a slash from Bukaboom, got it out for Leclerc, but he didn't get the wood he wanted on the shot.
And he did take a slash from Bukaboom. Bukaboom, when he kills penalties, he just becomes mean. He gets real mean on the ice.
Lindros moving ahead again. 22 to go in the first minor. Lindros over to Brindamore. Brindamore's shot is blocked away by a sliding Brian Leach. Sparred for it, sent to the Leach corner. After him, Leclerc drilled off by Leach and back down.
That tells you how quick Leach is. When Leach sees a loose puck, very seldom does he get beaten to it because of the immense quickness that he has. Now Matteau's return.
A 5-on-4 now. Leclerc on to Brindamore. Rod Brindamore flubbed one in front, and it went off of Renberg. Jammed on back to the point, but it'll have to be taken to neutral ice by Yushkevich. Fed it back off for the take by Leclerc. 50 seconds left on the 5-on-4. Good hit on Rod Brindamore across the way by Jay Wells. Brindamore had it taken away, but now it's walked in by Semenov. Semenov fires, and a save made by Richter, and he covers. Richter
looking very sharp earlier in the playoffs. Early in games, he has had a nervous look to his goaltending, but here in Philadelphia, his hometown, he looks sharp. Semenov stayed wide and gets the puck, and you see how much room he has here as he moves in. And he knew he had to shoot it quickly as the defenseman was coming over. Richter was allowed to play the angle out way up top above the goal crease because there was nobody open to pass the puck to. So you can see Semenov went high, and Richter made a fine save and held on. Looks very, very sharp.
Member of Dave Peterson's 1998 USA Olympic team, Mike Richter. Out of the University of Wisconsin, 6th year in the Rangers organization. It is Dykhouse at the point. Shoots one that went just wide. Renberg. Semenov bumped off puck to Messier. 25 still for the Rangers to kill. Semenov threw it to the corner. Jay Wells patrolling there, chunked it along, but it's Yushkevich. And around behind. Allowed to go to Semenov. Thrown in front by Renberg. Yushkevich must play in neutral ice. 7.5 gone, first period. The Rangers ahead on a power play goal by Brian Leach. They've killed off the first part of a 5-on-3, and as of right now, they have killed off the second part.
So the first half of this first period, the special teams belong to the Rangers. They kill off what the Flyers had on their power play, and they score themselves a power play goal.
Carl Dykhouse. Offside that is still being held on the delay. The Flyers have not yet curled out, and so now it's touched. Puck must be the first thing over that attacking line before the members of the team. Wasn't that time. Play stop.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices, but they aren't cars. They are 3 choices that make it easier for you to drive a new Dodge. Choose from generous cash incentives or exceptional interest rates or extremely low lease rates. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. Why would you choose to buy anyplace else?
Dad, Katie has more than me.
No, she doesn't. I eat your corn pops.
She does too. I do not. Do too.
Okay. There, satisfied? Wait, my mistake. Now, she has more than you.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Still a little off.
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
There, now you're even.
She's got more milk.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
It's a breakthrough that brings us to a new level of performance. In the rain, in the snow. It even saves gas. Michelin's new energy tires with radial XSE technology. It's science that goes beyond magic.
1-0 Rangers ahead. The Rangers have killed off 25 of 27 power plays in the playoffs this year.
I think what's interesting now is for the Flyers on home ice, they're only 1 for 19. They were 1 for 17 against Buffalo at home on their power play and 0 for 2 in this one so far.
Puck dumped back off and rolled back out again by Podine. Brushed aside by Lowe.
You know, Mike, the Flyers didn't need their power play in the first round against Buffalo. They may need it to beat the Rangers.
You think that first round victory in 5 games might have been a mirage?
No, not at all. I think the Flyers played great. Hextall established himself. Got the Flyers a lot of confidence going into this series. The time off doesn't help them at all, and you can see they're out of sync a little bit. The Rangers a little quicker here in the first period. The Flyers may establish themselves as the game moves along, or even the referee got in the way for Yuskevich. Things not going well here, but special teams mean so much in tight games, in tough series, and this one will be tighter than the Buffalo series.
Here is Zubov. Sergei Zubov controlling, flipped along by Lowe. Brian Noonan, first game back from an injury. They just cycle it along to Nedved, then to Noonan again. Wrapped around for Verbeek. Trickler in front. Oh, a remarkable save made by Hextall on Nedved. But the Rangers can still attack, though McTavish wants to kneel it and seal it. Thrown back down again, though, by Therian on defense and an icing.
And that's what Hextall was doing all through warm-up. He keeps his team in it here. It would be 2-0 Rangers. What a save on Nedved, who was wide open in front. And he didn't waste time in shooting the puck. He fired it quickly. Hextall with the left leg and catching glove down there made a fine save. Look at the Rangers work the boards. Work the boards. They call this cycling. They're moving around, trying to get the Flyers to get out of position. Quick pass, quick shot, and a better save by Ron Hextall. Again, you see the pass move out by Verbeek. It's a slow pass, but Hextall's there with the left leg, and the hand was down there at the same time, expecting the sweeping shot from Nedved. Nedved did his thing. He released the shot quickly, but Hextall was better.
I asked you earlier what faith you put in a warm-up. What faith do you think a goaltender puts in a sharp warm-up?
I think young goaltenders need a good warm-up. Otherwise, their confidence level could be shaken a little bit if they don't. But an older goaltender, if you don't have that good a warm-up, it doesn't mean a whole lot unless you just want to make sure you're loose, and you're ready, and you're sweating, and your adrenaline flows there. Hextall looks sharp.
Shots on goal are 4 for the Flyers and 3 for the Rangers. Svoboda chased back by Nemchinov. Along now for DeMaio. Rod Brind'Amour lays it across, but it is just knifed back along by Kyprios, then played on by DeMaio. Right back to Big Nick Kyprios, one-time Flyers organization member himself. Nemchinov puts it back in, and Hextall battles it for Svoboda.
The Flyers can't make 2 good passes in a row here. It's hurting their flow. There's 2 passes. Now they can get into the offensive zone.
Zubov just turns it back out. And across to Dineen and back for Brind'Amour. Can't get in. Kovalov could not fidget free, and it's Rob DeMaio putting it back in, and another change in lines for the Flyers, and an icing.
Icing against the Flyers, and now we have the big lines coming on opposite one another again. I look forward to that almost every time we see it happen at even strength. Karpovtsov, the Rangers defenseman, did a nice job pinching. The Rangers in this series, you'll see the Flyers try to use the boards to come out of their zone. And what will happen is the Rangers defenseman will move up along the blue line inside the Flyers zone and pinch to stop the flow of the puck moving up. And the Rangers are successful when their other forwards back them up. 44 goals last year for Eric Lindros. 9 of 11 goals against the Rangers this season. The Lindros line was responsible for, and here we have that matchup. And it's units of 5 too, Mike. Rangers line of Messier, Graves, and Verbeek, along with Bukaboom and Leach. We've got the Lindros line along with Haller and Desjardins. So 10 players who are going to get very familiar with one another in this series.
Very interesting to see whether Colin Campbell decides he wants that to happen at Madison Square Garden for games 3 and 4.
It'll depend on the score of the series at the time and how much damage the Lindros line is doing. But they have to jumpstart their team. They're responsible right now for getting their team going.
Well, here's Renberg. Renberg feeding back to Kevin Haller. Little trouble handling. Haller just flips one, calmly blocked away by the waffle board of Mike Richter. Around behind, it's Renberg again. Pursued by Messier. Michael Renberg got a shot away that went off Leach. There'll be a penalty coming up. Delayed call. Puck went through the crease wide.
Messier will take the penalty.
Still on the delay. Off of Rod Brind'Amour. 6 attackers for the Flyers. Brind'Amour shoveling one across. Desjardins with it there. Fed one off the skate of Messier. Finally, the Rangers get possession and the penalty call. The Flyers trail by 1. They'll have the edge in manpower by 1 when we come back.
It's coming. To take cold. To take taste. To take smooth. To the extreme. Introducing Bud Ice. Now brewed to go beyond the others. To be an easier drinking ice. Take smooth to the extreme. Bud Ice.
We're actually a pretty big publishing company. We're just not burdened by a lot of people in real estate.
Peter's finally talking to Marcus Belfry himself.
But Marcus, nobody can get a book to market faster. We can hook you up with network MCI business, email, video conferencing, access to the world's largest research library, the internet. And no one will devote more time or talent to you than Gramercy Press.
You know, Peter, you're a pretty good salesman.
Well, you're a pretty good writer.
Before you hang out with the Simpsons, catch the world premiere of the new Power Rangers music video from their upcoming movie tonight, only on Fox.
The Flyers will get their third power play. Messier and Lindros. It's taken them 3 shifts at even strength to finally get it going. And look at this stuff.
Man.
Messier holding up Lindros. Lindros reacting. And then Messier releases from Lindros. Went over to another player and drew the penalty. Then Bukaboom went at it with Lindros. That's big-time action. Lindros again starts on the blue line for the power play. The only change here is Desjardins, who made that bad pass in the last power play, sits, and Peter Svoboda fills in for him.
Deneen to the right of Brind'Amour. To the left, it is Brent Fettig. The reunion of a group that played together regularly here 2 full seasons ago. Brind'Amour asked to lead the faceoff, and so Eric Lindros will come in to take it. So Adam Graves and Lindros. The Flyers have it. Peter Svoboda. Well, errant passes again.
The Lindros line did their job on their last shift, Mike. They went out knowing the Rangers were dictating the tempo of the game, and then they got hard working going, some hard work going, and drew the power play.
Leach and Bukaboom, the defense for the New York Rangers. Kovalov working up front, along with Larmer. Bukaboom hit, double team, puck squirted to Leach. The all-time leading scorer in the playoffs, thanks to that power play goal in the first period. Brian Leach watches play made ahead by Kovalov. Could not shake through, and it is Brind'Amour, then kicked by Kovalov.
Since the Rangers can tell that the Flyers haven't played for a week, and they're not giving the Flyers much time to do anything.
Deneen off the glove of Richter, fed along by Leach. Hustling to it is Desjardins. Minute 5 left on the power play. Rod Brind'Amour back to Desjardins. Fires, but it's deflected away by Larmer. Poked back out by Kovalov. Good penalty killing by the Rangers. Right back on it, Desjardins to Brind'Amour. Jams one off the glove of Zubov, and Zubov fires it off of Desjardins, and the Flyers will have to drop back deeper. Ron Hextall will have to help out here. 42 seconds left to go on the power play.
One quick shot by Dineen, but no setup time at all for the Flyers. They can't get into the Rangers zone and then control the puck with the setup. The Rangers are being extremely aggressive. You can see what their game plan is, and there's an icing call against the Flyers on their power play with 29 seconds remaining to Mark Messier, who's in the box.
Boxed on a hooking wrap. Mark Messier, one of the parts of the great personality of this series, the game face that he has, Eric Lindros coming of age, Ron Hextall's distant successes against the Rangers and last year's failure, all of that adding into a great mix here in Philadelphia as this gets started.
Messier was hit underneath the right side of his jaw by the puck in the last game against Quebec. He took 9 stitches, and the Rangers dentist, Miller the driller, the cavity filler, spent 2 hours with Mark in the dental chair repairing 3 or 4 of his teeth that have been chipped.
Chipped only, he didn't lose them.
Just chipped, yes. The doctor got to get in there, tell some jokes, and work 2 hours on it.
Angled back in for Kevin Lowe. Pulled right off by Leclerc, but the puck held.
Now
An article, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mike, go ahead.
An article in the Detroit Free Press this week pointed out that 68% of professional hockey players have lost at least one tooth. Now that has changed radically over recent years. It was probably close to 100% when you were playing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
68% have lost one.
Before games, during games, after games. Here's Brian Leach move again. This is, oh boy, sandwich job. Messier in the penalty box, he's missed on defensive zone draws. He's their best centerman for defensive faceoffs by a mile for the Rangers, and if he's in the penalty box, he's missed.
Dykhuis's shot came back to him. Desjardins flips one, and it's guided away by Richter. Dykhuis again in the final 3 seconds of the power play. John Leclerc can't get loose with it. Sandwich to the boards and taken by Renberg. Renberg back for Desjardins. Penalty time up to Messier. It's wrapped around again, and Leclerc takes it behind. John Leclerc looking for a pass in front Lindros, but it's fed away from him by Renberg and picked up by Messier. Mark Messier walking it ahead, crisscrossing with Nemchinov. Messier with a shot, and that held by Hextall. And so play is stopped.
Another fine, very strong and aggressive penalty kill for the Rangers. Take a look at the Rangers now. As you see, the Lindros line, what they do well when they get on their power play is work near the goal line. They constantly move. They have a lot of speed, but there the Rangers do a good job. Messier now will try to move the puck, but there's nobody open. You see the crisscross by the two Rangers. Messier wide, and then on his shot, the puck actually went off the stick blade, I believe, of Desjardins. Made it a little bit easier for Hextall as the quickness of the shot was taken away with this quick stick by Desjardins, blocking the majority of the shot that went into the goaltender.
Flyers have the lead in faceoffs, 13-4. Rangers on the big board with the lead of 1-0. Leach from Messier on the power play earlier this period.
13-4, but the Rangers scored their goal on one of those wins.
And the man who won it is about to take the next one, Messier. So the Flyers have some dominance in that department anyway. McTavish put it back out. Messier angled one along that Karpatsev swung further. Noonan stepped into, so it's Therian. Ulan tried to clear it further, but Wells pinched. And now Pat Verbeek trying to stagger free. Verbeek shovels it over to Noonan. Noonan around behind. Tried to tuck one in. Could not get it there. Perhaps Hextall got back with the glove. But anyway, Karpatsev with a shot that's blocked back to him. Karpatsev again, but this intercepted by McTavish and laid across to Yushkevich. They might have an odd man rush. It's worked ahead to Patrick Ulan. Back to Yushkevich with a shot that's saved by Richter. Therian tried to work one along. Easy play for Karpatsev. Back along to Therian. Angled over to Wells. All of this on a delayed offside, and now Noonan brings it ahead. So the Rangers with a comfortable start here. Not an easy one, but a comfortable one in that they have gotten the crowd out of the game. They have the lead. Though they have been outshot, that stat means nothing. The big stat, you'll see in a moment. Leach's goal.
Before you open new doors, Canon gave you the key to color copying. Before the competition closed in, Canon raise the standard. And just when you thought you reached the top, Canon takes you far beyond. With colors so vivid, so versatile, so fast, it will raise you to a new level of productivity. When the rest say you can't, Canon says you can. The most advanced color laser copiers from Canon. Now you can. Call 1-800-OK-CANON.
Flyers are 3-0 on home ice in these playoffs. All three of those games against the Buffalo Sabres, and one of them ending in overtime. Carl Dykhouse, who is out there right now, got that game winner. Squibber that went over Dominik Hasek. And some think that that changed the whole series around to where Hasek was not himself as he had been before, even though it was a fluky kind of goal. I don't think so, though.
I think the best team won by a large margin in that series, and I think you'll see a lot of changes in Buffalo because of it.
Turned along by Fettig, but into traffic. Nedved battling, but it came back up for the pass to Brindamore. Across for Semenov. Anatoly Semenov bounced one over to Fettig, swung it back in. Boy, it was a rousing crowd at the start of this game. Oh, maybe it will be again with the hit by Dykhouse.
Yeah, the fans here seem to be waiting for something to happen from their Flyers. Dykhouse threw a big hit into Matteau. Matteau now being told by his teammates, don't react, don't take a penalty on the hit.
The year is 2021. The last hope for mankind has been entrusted to a lone courier known as Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny.
Who are you?
Now he's a threat to the powerful, a target to be eliminated. And this summer, he's the future's most wanted fugitive. Keanu Reeves is Johnny Mnemonic. Rated R. At theaters Friday.
Dodge changed the rules of truck power. The rules of safety, comfort, convenience. And while we were changing those rules, another one changed all by itself. New rule. Dodge pickups now have higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. Want proof? Check the rule book. The rules have changed. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Tonight, Mr. Burns is shot.
Everyone's a suspect.
See if you can solve the mystery.
I didn't do it.
On the Simpsons season finale tonight.
Well, as the whistle sounded, Dykhouse moved right into Matteau, and finally the fans here in the Spectrum got back into it a little bit as the face-off goes back into the Rangers zone. It seems as though the building, the Flyers power play not working, the Rangers penalty killing excellent, has taken everybody out of the game here. We're 4:32 remaining in the first period, but very subdued, very quiet, and the game has not developed regarding pace yet at all. I think the Rangers would love that. They have to love that, knowing that they're on the road.
We welcome those of you who have been watching the San Jose Detroit Red Wings game from Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, along with John Davidson, Mike Emmerich from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. 1-0 in favor of the New York Rangers. A left circle face-off win by Mark Messier for a point shot by Brian Leetch. That is the only goal-scoring play. Worked ahead now for Messier. They've got an odd man rush. Messier trying to get it to Graves, broken up by Dykhouse. Leetch back over for Jeff Bukaboom to lay it back in. Carl Dykhouse with a big hit and a splendid breakup of a 2-on-1 by the Rangers. Svoboda sent down. The fans didn't like that. Leclerc trying to get in, cannot. Leclerc fed it across, but it is Mark Messier corralling it.
We've seen Messier opposite Lindros at even strength all through this first period. The only difference is that the Lindros line drew a penalty to Mark Messier. Other than that, it's been pretty even.
We've not had a shot on goal in the last 4, maybe 5 minutes. It's been 7-4 Flyers for the longest time. Puck put off of Zubov in the back of the goal. DeMaio had his pass cut right off and marched back out by Kovalov. Kovalov and Nick Kyprios in a 2-on-2, but offside.
When you have Lindros and his line in your zone, you have to do a lot of things really smart to be able to get the puck out of the zone. Here's Leclerc on the puck. Little help from Eric Lindros, but Leetch wins it. Now stop it there. See Bukaboom hold his man up right here? That allows Leetch to move up ice. You need help along the boards, and all of a sudden Leetch with a quick pass and bang. The Rangers head up ice with a 2-on-1. Those quick outlet passes are working for the Rangers, and you have to pick, like you see in basketball a lot, the big line in order to move the puck out of your zone.
You think a lot is made, and maybe too much, of the size matchup in this series? Here's Dineen with a one-timer blocked away.
Size helps.
Guided across by Leach.
Size helps if you use your size and if it becomes a long series.
Theory in a shot, and it's covered by Richter. Whistle blown as the puck popped loose.
Another nice job by the Rangers. You may say, what do you mean the Rangers? They allowed the goaltender to see the shot. We know Theory and the defenseman was going to shoot the puck, but look in front of the goal. Watch the Rangers stop all these jerseys from getting in front of Richter. Zubov has his man. Everybody's pushed. They will push them over that way to allow Richter to see the shot. Look at it. Beautiful save by Richter. Nice easy play on what was a turnover on the Rangers' behalf at the blue line. Richter, when he's sharp, you see his head not move. His head is stationary as he moves from one side to the other, and he closed everything up. Arms to the body, legs shut, and made it look pretty easy.
The season series between these two teams was divided, both teams with a home win and a road win. The playoff series go back 8 times, all the way to 1974. Those are evenly divided.
Here's the first shift where Lindros and his line is on the ice, not opposite Messier. So Terry Murray here may be changing his strategy a little bit. He's going opposite Nedved.
Leclerc and Renberg still the wingers for big Eric Lindros, and Nedved won the faceoff. That is the first one that the Rangers have won since Messier won the one for the goal. Off of Lindros, taken by Renberg, fed off of Lindros and sent aside by Richter. Eric Lindros check by Kovalov. Jammed back up the boards. Played by Leclerc. Matteau with a pass that leaked free and came back over to Leclerc. Yushkevich steps to this one. Around now for the feed back toward Therian. Shot that was wide, and Richter was moving in the near direction.
Twice on the shift, the Rangers had the puck and turned it over in their own zone, giving it to the Flyers. That hurt.
Larmer handed it over. Nedved fed for Larmer, and he was taken down. Therian with a pass on now for Eric Lindros. Tries to step by Bukaboom, no sale there. The Rangers started to head, the Flyers in the midst of a change. Steve Larmer controlling, fed in front, Graves, a shot that went wide. To be taken by Lindros in the final 2 minutes of play here in this first period. Laid back in, and Mark Messier will play it.
But now Messier gets to go against McTavish. A whole new look for him and his line.
Podine roughing up Messier, and then Bukaboom. Messier back in deep, put it through Podine. Bukaboom off the glass, and back down for an icing. Crowd back into it again, though slightly. 1-0 Rangers.
No heated rink, no fancy jersey, no bull. Speed Stick, 110% protection. Like you, it never quits. Speed Stick, official deodorant sponsor of the NHL. By men.
1:35 to go in the first period. Messier knows he's going to get hit. He braced himself, and he made Podine pay for throwing the body into Mark Messier. This is what the Flyers want. They want to finish every check as much as possible. Podine did it twice on Bukaboom. If it's a long 6-7 game series, it may show and affect the opposition by wearing them down.
Podine looks small next to Bukaboom, but he's 6'2", 200. Bobby Clark has added 2 inches and 10 pounds to the forward line since he came here as general manager. On the average, 2 inches and 10 pounds. The same thing that Quebec added on defense for their series with the Rangers. Brindamore with a shot that went off the glass. Now it is Dineen. Dineen with a pass in front, and it couldn't be pitched for home by Antosky. Haller roughed up by Messier. Down to the last minute 10 of the period. Yanked behind for Brian Leach.
The hitting really starting to pick up, and the fans responding at the same time.
Exactly. Here comes Brian Leach trying to step through. Adam Graves. Fed it back to the point to Zubov. Opposite side, shanked off by Leach and taken by Brindamore.
Mike with the hitting. Nobody taking penalties on the hits, and nobody reacting to take a penalty after they've been hit.
Nemchinov turning, and now a penalty coming up. It'll be against the Flyers on the delayed call. 6 attackers. Kovalov one-times it, and that skipped behind. Nemchinov up with it. Nemchinov put in front. Oh, it was hacked into Hextall. I lost track of it.
Brian Leach moved in quickly. The Rangers knew that they had the luxury of a penalty about to be called against Kevin Dineen. So Leach moved in, did get the shot, and Hextall, who hasn't had much work at all, only 6 Rangers shots, has been sharp. Discipline is a key, absolute key.
Eric Lindros was asked about discipline and what place it plays in these playoffs earlier.
29 seconds.
It's extremely important. I think that, you know, it's not a situation where you try and outdo the opposition after the whistle. I mean, that's not going to win you hockey games. I think the Rangers really rely on their special teams. They have, you know, really good power play. Their penalty killing is superb, and they really rely on that one power play goal through, you know, in the game to turn the corner, take it home.
Here's Leach at the point with a shot, and Hextall tipped that one to the glass. Nedved sealed by Therian, and play is stopped.
The Rangers with another face-off win on their power play. Got the good shot. Hextall sticked the puck aside. But Eric Lindros is right. The Rangers are 7 for 14 on the road. 50% on their power play in the playoffs on the road. And it was Big Eric, by the way, who was in the penalty box for the only goal here in the first period.
We noticed Peter Nedved a moment ago. How would you describe his season looking back over this 48 games plus playoffs, John?
Mike, it was dreadful at times, but he had to earn the respect of his teammates. And he's done that in the playoffs. And boy, did Lindros just run him over.
Puck over to Zubov. Fed one in front. Backhander. Score! It is Peter Nedved who got it on the backhand. And the Rangers have the lead 2-0 on a power play goal with 14.7 to go in the period.
And this is why Nedved has earned the respect of his teammates. He looked like a Volkswagen getting hit by a train. Right off the draw. Look at 88 just run him over. But the Rangers controlled the puck. Lindros just run him over. Just flat out flattened him. But watch what he does. He gets up, gets into position. The Rangers catch 2 flyers up high. 1-2 quick passes. And a backhand goal by Peter Nedved as the Rangers lead 2-0 on the power play. The key is to not quit. When you get involved with bigger players, you have to battle. You have to show your toughness in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Nedved did it. In position, stick on the ice, showed a little poise on the backhand, and the Rangers moved the puck around nicely.
Two power play opportunities and 2 power play goals. Just laying out so you can listen to the quiet. Thrown back in, and Richter stopped it behind.
Special teams will do that. This whole first period with 4 seconds to go has been special teams in favor of the Rangers.
DeMaio off a glove, bouncing puck, and then the horn.
Special teams, 2 Ranger power play goals. The Flyers had a 5-on-3 for 55 seconds. Couldn't score. Story of the period.
8 shots on goal apiece. Leach and Nedved on the power play. 2-0 Rangers after 1.
Fox NHL Sunday, the Stanley Cup Playoffs. Brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By Dodge, the more things change, the more things look like a new Dodge. By Canon, so advanced it's simple. And by the Discover card. It pays to discover, the card that pays you back.
Will Kelly marry a munchkin for money?
I can do this with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back.
That's sort of like one of your real things.
Married with Children season finale tonight.
Traffic is really getting busy down there. One location is really jammed. It's Chrysler Plymouth rush hours, now through Monday. Look at the phenomenal cash savings on minivans. No wonder they're rushing in. There's big new savings on Plymouth Voyager and every minivan. And now the savings start with a low $169 a month lease rate for Chrysler minivan owners. This is one traffic jam you don't want to miss. Hurry in for a low $169 a month lease during rush hours at the Chrysler Plymouth minivan store.
People stopping by.
There's a new gasoline.
What's new about it?
With the power to drive down maintenance costs.
Yeah, right. Are you serious?
Yes, we are. New Exxon 93 Supreme keeps your engine cleaner.
Clean is good.
So it can help drive down maintenance costs.
Could gas do that?
New Exxon 93 Supreme can, with the power to drive down maintenance costs.
Gas that can save you money.
For more reliable performance.
Okay, I'll try it. People stopping by to rely on the Tiger.
Miller Genuine Draft. The cold one. You know the beer. You know the With Miller Genuine Draft, the world's a very cool place.
History has proven the Accord to be a sound investment. For a limited time, we're making it sound even better. Save $900 on an option package that includes a Honda 6-disc CD changer and a Honda in-dash cellular phone. But these specially equipped Accord EXs are limited, so see your Honda dealer soon, because if history is any judge, these Accords won't be around very long. Also for a limited time, 2.9% financing on the Accord EX.
The NHL on Fox is brought to you in part by your local Honda dealer.
Back here in Hollywood, California, as Fox NHL Sunday continues, along with Dave Maloney, I'm James Brown. The game you're watching right now, the Rangers ahead of the Flyers 2-0 in Philadelphia. And Dave Maloney, my goodness, execution on the faceoff has worked extremely well for the Rangers. Power play effectiveness for the Rangers continuing.
Well, a crucial part of the season, especially this time of the year, I'm sorry, is the Stanley Cup playoffs, is special teams. The execution by the Rangers, terrific here in the first period. And what they've done, JB, is really taken the crowd and the emotion of a young Lindros line out of the game.
No question about that, and you always want to do that on the road. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Here we go. Mark Messier looks like his teeth are fixed. JB's chewing the gum. There's Eric Lindros watching what's going to happen. Well, this is what's going to happen. He takes a bad penalty here early, JB. Knocks Leach off the puck with a crotch away from the play. What happens then? Messier to the point. Leach becomes the all-time leading Ranger playoff scorer with that one as Graves headed to the net with a Messier win off the faceoff. Key of Mike Richter gets in position. Feet and head still stationary at the top of the crease. Mike Richter had 2 or 3 real good saves. Now, I want you to pay attention. Nedved gets knocked down off the Lindros because they're killing the penalty. Lindros has to go to the point. That leaves Nedved open. Nedved buries it off the backhand. Excellent, excellent execution.
Rangers 2 of 2. Power play today, lead it by 2. San Jose and Detroit. Well, Detroit went out and got an experienced goalie, and Wade Flaherty has been playing quite well.
Quite well. Here we got Jason Moore putting the lumber on Dino Ciccarelli. Speaking of Ciccarelli, he's going to get an alley-oop from Coffey, but JB never really gets the handle on it here. Flaherty stretches across, and it goes, dribbles by the net, doesn't go in. Tired maybe the San Jose Sharks. This is not a good scoring result from a 3-on-1. A 3-on-1 as Friesen throws it to the net. Mike Vernon makes a save. But a 3-on-1 like that, you got to get a better scoring chance than that, JB.
And after one period, no score there. And I guess you could say a bit of a moral victory for San Jose, a tired team having played Friday night, 7-game series, and again, no score in the battle with Detroit. As a matter of fact, we're going to give you a taste of that San Jose and Detroit game, and we'll do that when we come back as Fox NHL Sunday continues after this.
I'm 54 years old, and I still eat Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Brave adults challenge the notion that Frosted Flakes cereal is just for kids.
I eat them, and I love them. There. What's so hard about that? This is only going to be seen late at night, right? Oops.
Dolores. Has anybody seen Dolores? Oh, never mind.
The sweet crunch of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
I love him. Don't you just love him?
There's something new lurking in the night. Something wild. Something that can't be tamed. And now he wants you to come out and play. Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.
MCI Proof Positive Saves of the Week.
There's a rumor. One of the big houses just entered the bidding against us for Marcus Belfry's next book.
Alan's with him now. Let's email her.
Done.
No, let's fax her.
Done.
Better page her.
Done. How about carrier pigeon?
Message MCI. Email, fax, or page anywhere with a click of a mouse. To install the 21st century in your office today, call 1-800-888-8100.
Look behind. He didn't know he had made the save.
Felix popped that again.
Oh, pop it! Good heavens, that's the most spectacular save you'll ever see.
To those who think a full-bodied beer can't be real red, yet real smooth, we say, where you been living? In a cave?
Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.
Great seats.
Here's your hot dog, Nick.
Yeah, I'll get you, dog.
Wow, huge hit.
What? You don't actually play for the Maple Leafs, do you?
We're in sudden death overtime. Here's a 3-on-2. This could end it. He shoots. He scores!
Back here in Hollywood, California, for you statistical buffs, 34-16 is the record of teams scoring first in this year's playoffs. Keep that one in mind. And with that in mind, we're going to take you out to the Joe Louis Arena for the Sharks and Red Wings contest. That one is just getting started in the second period, and we will now join the announcers, Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti. Fellas, take it away.
Coaches in the NHL. The other one is Paul Holmgren.
And now he's the youngest coach again. Remember, he was the second youngest when the Edmonton Oilers coach was
George
in
Burnett.
before he was George Burnett, before he was fired towards the end of the season.
Scotty Bowman is missing his son's graduation. His son, Stanley Glenn, is graduating today from Notre Dame. We welcome the fans who've been watching the Rangers and the Flyers at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Here at Joe Louis Arena, we're underway. Second period, final seconds of a power play for the San Jose Sharks. No score in the game. Sandis Ozolinsh across with the puck for San Jose. The Sharks have played a strong game. Out of the penalty box comes Sergei Fedorov. Had he touched it, it would have been a two-line pass whistle against Detroit. Sharks come the other way. Craig Janney, number 15, on the puck. Leaves it for Pat Falloon. His shot sticked aside. Played by Slava Fetisov to Slava Kozlov. And on to Sergei Fedorov. Doug Brown leaves it for Fedorov. Pass through, intended for Kozlov. All the way through and cleared out by Falloon.
And thus far, it's been the type of game that San Jose wanted. Defensive-minded, try to hold Detroit down as far as scoring chances are concerned. And Detroit maybe a little bit rusty in the first period.
Vladimir Konstantinov on to Fedorov. Fedorov in against Rafji. Saved by Flaherty. Just went wide of the net. That's two that have gone off Flaherty and have just gone wide of the net. Rafji moves it around the boards, and it's cleared out by Chris Tansel. Back forward is Konstantinov for Detroit. Intercepted. Played in by Jeff Friesen. Mike Ramsey's got it. Past Krushelnyski. And the Sharks go to chase it down. Wade Flaherty getting the start in goal. His third consecutive start for the San Jose Sharks. He won games 6 and 7 in the first round against the Calgary Flames. The Sharks won 3 games by scores of 5-4 over Calgary. The final one, of course, was in double overtime, with Ray Whitney getting the goal at 1:54. Icing is whistled against San Jose.
Kevin Constantine.
Okay, so a little taste of the San Jose Sharks and Detroit Red Wings contest. No score, just starting the second period of play there. Up next, we're going to take you back to the Spectrum for the Rangers and Flyers. Rangers lead at 2-0. We will rejoin Mike Emmerich and John Davidson after this.
It's club time.
Can I interest you in a change of pace?
Change?
Change the lens on your Rebel. Change. Play on a whole new level. Rebel.
I like change.
EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon. Athlete's foot is a predator. To cure it all, you've got to kill it all. Today, there's Lotramin AF spray and powder with full prescription-strength medicine that kills all causes of athlete's foot. Lotramin AF, the killer cure.
Over the past 3 years, Dodge has offered a choice of more new nameplates than anybody else. Here are 3 more new choices, but they aren't cars. They are 3 choices that make it easier for you to drive a new Dodge. Choose from generous cash incentives or exceptional interest rates or extremely low lease rates. The Dodge Buyer's Choice Sale. Why would you choose to buy anyplace else?
It comes from the foothills of the Great Cascades, a creation the world has never seen before. Introducing our new 777. Huge, astonishing, yet invitingly comfortable. It communicates in surprising ways and opens itself wide to be explored. Oh, it's more than a big foot forward. It's revolutionary. The 777, co-designed by the employee owners of United. Because we don't just work here.
In the middle of my workday, I don't do power lunches. I do power lifts. And when you work out this hard, better use a deodorant that works hard too and never quits. That's why I use Speed Stick. It gives me 110% protection that lasts all day. And fortunately, all night. Because while I may not have time for lunches, I always manage to find some time for dinner.
Speed Stick, like you, it never quits.
By Menon.
Whatever you do, don't miss the shocking 2-hour season finale.
No!
Of Melrose Place, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
A glorious roller coaster-like structure of steel across the parking lot, Core State Center, set to open in the fall of '96. Local 401 ironworkers like the Flyers, but the Rangers are the workmanlike team in the first 2-0.
Francis Ford Coppola and Bruce Wagner present a motion picture event.
You know what it's like to live forever.
White Dwarf world premiere Tuesday.
Neighborhood playgrounds are full of children at play, but they're also filled with hidden pitfalls that could be hazardous to your child's health. In a special report, Steve Coleman exposes the unseen dangers of area playgrounds and the hazards of some of the very toys your child plays with. Find out what you need to know to make your child's playtime a safe time. Don't miss Handle with Care, Toy and Playground Safety, a special report beginning Monday on the Fox and the award-winning 10 o'clock news.
My dad once said, 90% of sports is from the neck up. Experience tells me he was right. They say only the strong survive. Experience tells me it's true. Now, I know I'm just a rookie, but I see what it takes to succeed.
Congratulations to the Rookie of the Year from an experienced veteran.
Great beer taste, only 70 calories, and only from Anheuser-Busch. The non-alcohol brew for any occasion.
Ooh, pretty car. Is it a Mazda 626DX? Has it got air conditioning, dual airbags? Ah, AM/FM cassette stereo? A 60/40 split fold-down rear seat? And Mazda's 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty? And a 28-month lease for just $199 a month? Can I borrow it? Oh, come on. I'll let you use your clippers.
Lease the Mazda 626DX for just $199 a month for 28 months.
Coach scores big laughs every weeknight at 7:30 on Fox.
Fox NHL Sunday, the Stanley Cup Playoffs, brought to you by Jeep, makers of Grand Cherokee, Cherokee, and Wrangler. By Speed Stick by Menon. Like you, it never quits. By Kellogg's, with good taste, nutrition, and value. The best to you each morning from Kellogg's. And by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
3 minutes and 8 seconds into the first period, Brian Leetch got the first goal of this game. During the course of the week, the Flyers had Leetch on their mind. Specifically, these comments from center Rod Brindamore.
You know, you can contain their best line with our best line. I think, you know, there's not a problem. But Leetch seems to, in the years gone by, he seemed to step up and he seemed to be the difference in a lot of games. And we're going to have to contain him and hopefully, you know, minimize his chances.
Why Leetch? What does he do?
He's just because he carries the puck and he dictates how the games we play a lot of times. How he goes, the Rangers go, I think. And so we're going to have to try to shut him down.
2-0, decisive for the Rangers on the power play. They got 2 goals in the first period. Observations, John?
And the Rangers' penalty killing was very strong, too, Mike. I think the Flyers want to take the body and eliminate Brian Leetch as much as possible, but they can't do it the way they're trying to do it. Lindros takes a cross-checking penalty on Brian Leetch. Leetch scores a power play goal. Later in the period, Dineen flies into Leetch with his elbow right up into his face and takes a penalty. Look up towards the top, right at the blue line. Here comes Dineen. Zeroes in on Leetch. Elbow smash right to the head. Puck's dropped. Brian Leach is in on the goal, gets an assist. So he's had a power play goal, a power play assist, and he's drawn both of those penalties that have led to the scoring. The Flyers should think about taking Leach out, but don't do it by putting yourself in the penalty box. It won't work against a very mature hockey club that the Rangers are.
Well, unlike Ron Hextall, Mike Richter has not played every minute of every game for the New York Rangers. Your assessment on him in the first period?
The very first shot of the game, which was about 5 seconds into the first period, was a rocket by Leclerc to the high side, the catch and glove side, and Richter just got a piece of it. I think that established him, got rid of his nervousness here on the road, and he looked sharp, as did Hextall, even though he's down by 2.
The game summary brought to you by Bud Ice. A goal and an assist for Mr. Leach. Richter 8 for 8. Power play Rangers 2 for 2. And in faceoffs, Philadelphia 18 and the New York Rangers 9. No carryover power plays or penalties. And it will be Lindros again with Messier at the start of the period. Saw that bit of history. History that Ron Hextall has asked all week for people to forget. And he also said the same thing about those 2 shutouts against the Rangers back in 1987. That's history too. Down to the ice went Boom and Eric Lindros. Leclerc feeds it to the back, and Haller must play in neutral ice. But it's taken by Verbeek. Boy, you can sense restlessness in the crowd again here. Verbeek with a pass in front off Hextall's stick and started right back ahead. Moving on with it is Leclerc. Watched by Boom. Leclerc feeds, and Desjardins could not get a shot away. Flipped out around Richter and taken by Messier.
That's when this big line for the Flyers is dangerous. On the rush. Not setting up in the other team's zone, but speeding up ice. Especially with Desjardins, the defenseman jumps in on the play.
662 total pounds on this line. Low, flipped it along, and off the rail it's Nemchinov guiding it ahead for the carry back out by Kovalov. It's a 3-on-2. Kovalov with Nemchinov breaking, tucked it in front. Kipriev didn't get it home. Oh, a perfect setup. Bell rung, but the cash register drawer didn't open.
9 shots by the Rangers, and at least 4 or 5 of them have been big-time shots.
Brindamore. Falling shot was wide. Penalty coming up. It'll be against the Rangers. They touch and the call is made.
He could have a huge swing here. Ron Hextall keeps his team in it, or it would have been 3-0 on the shot by Nick Kiprios. Instead, the Flyers come up ice and they draw themselves another power play. For Lindros, he'd love to get in deep quick and take the body, but when it happens that there's a blue jersey in front of you, it makes it tough. Look how the 2 Flyer players are being held up. They're being hooked, and they can't forecheck. That allows Brian Leach to get back and move the puck nicely. Rangers had a great scoring chance. Kovalov, Nemchinov, and Kiprios with that beautiful pass. That's the first pass, and here's even a better one. Net looks open, doesn't it? Oh, what a save. Skate blade save by Hextall. And here's where you see the Rangers taking the body, and that was what exactly happened to Mike Richter. He tried to power through to get himself back into position, and Lindros almost scored. So here are the Flyers. They need their power play to go. It hasn't been going at all. The Rangers penalty killing has.
Vedek and Semenov, the wingers for Brindamore. Yushkevich and Dykhuizen back. Yushkevich's shot save made by Richter. Rebound turned over to Messier, who brings it back up with Graves. And into Hextall. So Dykhuis takes over. Early stages, second period of our game from the Coors State Spectrum in Philadelphia. Best of 7, round 2, game 1. And the Rangers ahead, 2-0. Adam Graves. Vedek on him, and it's around to Leach. Out in front, point-blank shot was stopped by Richter, and the net dislodged. Rod Brindamore, quick pass from behind, could not get it past Richter.
Brindamore with a quick shot. Richter's one of the better stand-up goaltenders in the National Hockey League. In fact, you hardly see any more stand-up goaltenders in the National Hockey League. But watch what he does as he turns and he squares. And when he squares to Brindamore, he had his legs together. And there's the reason the net was dislodged. The net seemed to be very strongly put in place. That's the first time we've seen it happen this game, where the net being dislodged has caused the stoppage. But Brindamore seems to be effective here for the Flyers. Lindros again playing back on the blue line for the power play for the Flyers.
In a game in which the Flyers have just dominated on faceoffs. This is Brind'Amour and Messier, and again they win it, but Lindros lost it to neutral ice. And Fettig put it back in. And flipped back out again. John, do you notice flatness reflected by how players stick handle? For example, which Desjardins, Eric Lindros even this time having trouble controlling the puck.
But collectively, it seems to be the Flyers' problem. They're younger. Are they nervous? There's a hook by Steve Larmer, created the turnover. That's a good call by the referee. Now, I think collectively the Flyers look a little bit uptight and have so far. The Rangers appear to be the calm team, but they're taking a lot of penalties.
I'm 54 years old, and I still eat Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Brave adults challenge the notion that Frosted Flakes cereal is just for kids.
I eat them, and I love them. There. What's so hard about that? This is only going to be seen late at night, right? Oops.
Dolores. Has anybody seen Dolores? Oh, never mind.
The sweet crunch of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
I love him. Don't you just love him?
This is Don Koharski up here. That's the view he'll have of this play from behind. Watch Larmer hook the elbow of Brind'Amour, pulling him off balance. And Don Koharski makes the call. Another big 5-on-3. You see the hook? And that was more, I think, of a play, and looking at it from that angle, where Brind'Amour was leaning to his left and was knocked off balance easily, as opposed to a hook. But you can understand the call from where Don Koharski was, as we showed it on the first view. But it's still a huge call. It'll be a 1 minute, 1 second, 5-on-3 advantage for the Flyers. And this will give them a golden opportunity to get back into the game. The Rangers were very unhappy with the call.
The iron three for the Rangers. Bukaboom, Leach, and Messier. Brind'Amour with Renberg and Leclerc up front. The point men, Desjardins, and the man with the puck, Eric Lindros.
He's had trouble with the puck. He lost it there again. I wonder if maybe, Mike, it's the visor. Maybe not used to wearing a visor when you have to handle the puck down near your feet.
Good point. Lindros jammed this one right to Richter, and he shoved it off a stick, kept alive by Desjardins. Desjardins fed it off for Leclerc. Twirls behind. Leach on him. Renberg up with it. Back to Desjardins. Off to Renberg. Fed it in front. Score! John Leclerc, 2-1.
That's 3 power play goals in the game. Mike Richter saying that he was interfered with and hooked a little bit prior to the shot being redirected in front. Actually, it was Mike Richter who gave the puck away about 30 seconds prior to the goal. There you see Renberg moving it deep. Now watch in front. Leclerc's there, Richter's there. Richter moves across. He's in front. Looks like a perfectly good goal to me. It's a nice passing play by the Flyers. Leclerc's outside of the crease. Richter moves across. His stick is caught up for a moment. And there you see Leclerc with the play. Richter saying there was interference. There was not. It's a power play goal, a 5-on-3 goal, as Brind'Amour drew the call to put the Rangers down by 2. .127 of 5-on-4 power play time. And this old place, built in 1967 on the site of a former drive-in theater, is much noisier now. Bukaboom fanned on his first attempt to clear. Svoboda over to Desjardins. Graves and Messier up front for the Rangers. Leach and Bukaboom in back. Renberg and Lindros and John Leclerc up front on this Philadelphia power play that has 1:05 to go. And Graves took it away and put it back in. Svoboda connects to Leclerc. Zubov swung it away, but right into Lindros. Help came from Nemchinov. Stripped of the puck, and it's fed across now by Renberg, but controlled by Zubov, who twists back. Circle to low. And back down. So Yushkevich takes it from Hextall. See the time remaining on this 5-on-4 power play. The lead is to Fettig, but lost. Off of low, it came to Brind'Amour, and then to Lindros, and a knuckleballer up over the outstretched glove of Richter. Fed across to Yushkevich. Yushkevich sent it across the net.
out wide. Now it's Svoboda. On to Lindros. Off the stick of Fetting. Controlled and sent back out by the Rangers. To the last 5 of the power play. Long lead to Brindamore. But it was across 2 lines and play is stopped.
Good action by the Flyers. A little erratic with their shooting. And now Steve Larmer steps out of the penalty box and he gives Don Koharski, the referee, a look. The Flyers get on the board. A 5-on-3 power play goal. Let's see if that jump starts their hockey club here. As they have not had the offense they have wanted to have on home ice.
Leclerc, his 3rd from Renberg and Desjardins at 2:57. The sing-song chant, repeated against Ron Hextall in a number of enemy arenas, is against the Rangers goaltender. It is just the sing-song Richter back and forth.
The key save in this game, however, has been to Hextall, robbing Kyprios just prior to the first penalty, or it would have been 3-0 at the time, and I think it would have been a Rangers victory. That save he made allowed the Flyers to move up ice, draw a penalty, and then another one, and then the 5-on-3 goal.
Full-strength hockey, a little tangle between Dineen and Matteau. Don Koharski with the lecture. The Flyers take this one in the person of Yushkevich. Back off for Dineen. Challenged by Wells. Follow-up from Brindamore, but it went right in off of Nedved and caused an offside. Play stopped again here at Core State Spectrum. A little livelier now. It is the Rangers 2 and the Flyers 1.
Even the most remote areas of the country can now be reached at the following number.
I had this dream. I retired. It's time for me to move away from the game of basketball. I became a weak-hitting AA outfielder with a below-average arm. I had a $16 meal per diem. I rode from small town to small town on a bus. And then I returned to the game I loved. I shot 7 for 28. Can you imagine it? Nah.
It has been expanded a couple of times. The balcony added in one of the earlier years when all of a sudden this team became the hot thing in town, and there were some banners to accompany all of that. Seating capacity is 17,380 here at the Core State Spectrum. That's what they have today. 11th straight sellout for this team, extending back into the regular season. Nedved turning with this one. Got it over to Matteau. Matteau feeds the slot. Creeping in. Karpatsev, a shot knocked down by the defense. Punch behind by Nedved. Karpatsev can't get there. Held back by 2. Fed along by McTavish, who was hit. Well, now we're starting to see some of the thundering hits that we expected.
And this is a good shift for the Rangers. They need to reestablish their game after giving up the power play goal. The Nedved line goes out, and Karpatsev has a great scoring chance.
Nedved with quite a hit on Yushkevich, who is off balance. Back ahead now comes Matteau. Matteau leads for Wells. Big shot went off Matteau. Turned right back to the Flyers. Patrick Uhlin walks it ahead. Swedish-born winger Uhlin creeps out in front. Did not get a shot away as he was defended by Karpatsev. Now you sense some drama building here at the Spectrum. 2-1, the Rangers ahead. Wells pops it back out. The thumping picks up. Dykhouse on defense. Steers it across for Peter Svoboda. Then on for Brindamore, who curls. Rod Brindamore for Dykhouse, and a shot well off the mark. Feathered along by DeMaio, then turned along by Dineen. Brindamore. Off of Richter. Rebound swept along, and the Rangers can carry it back. Brian Noonan. Dykhouse catching up to him. Cancels him out. Hextall steams it back ahead. Without a helmet, it is Larmer putting it back in. A delayed offside is wiped as the Flyers bring it back. Excitement building here in a 2-1 Rangers advantage at the Core State Spectrum. A penalty coming up.
Interference call against, I believe, Brian Noonan, late on a shift. So the Rangers get themselves another penalty that they have to try to kill, and the fans sense the power play about to go to work.
That's here at the Spectrum. What about Joe Louis Arena? Let's check in with James Brown in Hollywood.
All right, Mike, finally a score in the San Jose-Detroit game. Take a look at the Red Wings on the power play. Dino Ciccarelli, number 22 in white, slipping just in front of the crease, gets the pass, sends it home, and the Red Wings lead it 1-0 in the second. 10 minutes left in the second period. Back to Mike and John.
Dino Ciccarelli with a hat trick on the power play in the first round series with Dallas. San Jose lost all 4 games decisively to Detroit in the regular season.
And Paul Coffey skating up the right side of the ice with the puck on the power play to set it up. That's something he's done for over a decade. Here, Brian Noonan in the penalty box. And the Rangers and the Flyers and the specialty teams, they've been a story in this game. All 3 goals scored on the power play.
Messier, a pass that Leclerc nearly got. In Boom tied, thrown back out by Mark Messier, and so the Flyers go back. For the Rangers, it is Leach working with Boom. Messier we mentioned, Graves we did not. Those are the 4 in front of Mike Richter. Peter Svoboda controlling and just maneuvering back in, got it to Leclerc. Leclerc back for a backhander by Renberg. That was saved by Richter and back down at shot.
A great setup by Peter Svoboda. Skating the puck up ice, calmly gaining the Rangers zone to allow the setup to happen.
Hextall stops and the Rangers change. They bring out Lowe and Zubov now. Larmer and Messier up front. Desjardins handing it on back and getting it back from Dykhouse. They play the harder round, but Richter cancels that, crunching the boards. Zubov for the Rangers. Shovels it back down halfway through the penalty kill. Hextall wrapping it back around. It is Lindros up with it there. Trickles a pass that's taken by Renberg, but across 2 lines, and so play once again halted.
We're seeing here with the Flyers power play is that their scoring chances are coming off the rush. Quick movement up ice. We're not seeing them get setup time with this 5-on-4 action at all.
What are the adjustments that a guy has to make when he's wearing a shield for the first time?
Well, first of all, they're a lot hotter. The warmth and the heat underneath is a lot tougher to deal with. We saw Lindros earlier sitting on the bench with a helmet off. He's trying to cool off. And I think, I mean, when you go from looking through the visor and then looking down through nothing but air where the puck is by your feet, there's a distinct difference. And it's just something that takes time to get used to.
April 30th was when the eye injury occurred on a Lindros right or left circle slap shot that ricocheted off Jack Boom and came right back in to his face near the eye. He took the rest of the season, which was only 1 game off, and then the first 3 games of the playoffs, rather than my trying to recreate it, to see it once again as it was here on Fox April 30th.
Eric took a shot, and this is one of the stranger things you'll ever see. As Boom went down to block the shot, the puck just caromed right back into the face, hitting the cheek and grazing his eyeball, causing some damage. And he was very nervous. He was told at that time it may take 3 weeks for him to recover. At first they gave him a full face shield right down below his chin, and then they took that away. Now he's wearing the half visor, but you can sense I mean, he's had it before in junior hockey, Mike, but it's something you don't like if you're not used to it.
This is Brindamore, 20 left on the power play. Kovalov tried to turn it along, but it's Yushkevich instead. Dmitry Yushkevich looking over the traffic. Got it over for a shot by Therian. Save made by Richter. Rebound around behind Fettig. Out in front. Oh, and it was sent off the outside and then flicked into the seats by Kevin Lowe.
7 seconds to go on the Noonan minor as Mike Richter really does the spread eagle to try and stop the Flyers as they work the puck deep near the Rangers goal line. This is setup time. This is something the Flyers haven't done a lot of, and there was a good effort. Little shots from the defenseman, getting the puck towards the goal. Here's Richter trying to play the angle. Good traffic in front with Fettig there. Now watch Richter's recovery process. He's one of the more agile goaltenders in the league. Very seldom you see him lose control where he has to go down like that. Very strong, huge thighs. Does a lot of work on his legs. Jogs prior to games to make sure those thighs loosen up to be ready for the games.
The philosophy at one time was do nothing unusual or extra physically before a game because you need all the energy. But now it seems to be bike riding on the morning of games, after skates even.
After games, you see players sit in and do 10 or 20 minutes on the bicycle. This game has been played on the power play, has it not?
35 seconds of attack time for the Flyers on that one, and they had 2 shots on goal. Shots are 16-11 Flyers. Brindamore with a shot that ricocheted over to Pat Verbeek. Verbeek moving back up with Graves now. Got it over to Leach. Sped one in front that went off a skate and wide. Mark Messier played it along, and Leach there waiting. Pitched it along hoping for Messier, and he got it to him. Messier with a pass that's broken up by Holler. Messier fighting his way free again. Backhander saved by Hextall off Pat Verbeek. And it's Desjardins on along for Brindamore. And back to the safety for the Flyers. That is of neutral ice, and a steal now by Dineen. Dineen shovels one, and a pad stop made by Richter.
Dineen was on the ice opposite Pat Verbeek. They were line mates when they played together for the Hartford Whalers. Their centerman was Ron Francis, and what a series he's having with Pittsburgh.
Matteau put it to the glass. No one has more points in these playoffs than Ron Francis, 16. Nor more assists, 12. The star of last night's game, there were several for Pittsburgh against New Jersey, had to be Larry Murphy, who saw over a half hour of action in 60 minutes. He had 3 assists.
He was 34 at 35 minutes, Mike. Incredible with the 2 Samuelsons injured. And Olfie has to have fractured ribs. I mean, Larry Murphy was terrific.
Nice maneuver by Larmer, and he gets it back on the return and hands on to Matteau. Matteau moving in, got it to Jay Wells for a shot. Grabbed by Hextall. Net dislodged, and play is stopped.
And with all that hitting in the Rangers zone, we have an interference call coming up against the Flyers. So the Rangers, who have 2 power play goals, go back on the power play.
Yo, Mars Blackman here, up after a bad dream. I dreamt Money retired.
It's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
Then he became a baseball player who had trouble with the vicious AA curveball. My room was filled with Birmingham Barons souvenirs. We did a baseball commercial for Mr. Nike together. Then he returned. Gave my beloved Knicks a double nickel. Can you imagine that? Nah.
Adventurous nature lover seeks outdoor type for getaway weekends. Much like camping and hiking, interest in kayaking a plus. Ownership of Jeep Cherokee a definite plus. Social climbing highbrows need not apply. P.S. Please send picture of Jeep Cherokee.
No heated rink, no fancy jersey, no bull. Speed Stick, 110% protection. Like you, it never quits. Speed Stick, official deodorant sponsor of the NHL. By Menon.
Well, the idea is to hit the player with the puck, but Antosky doesn't. He hits the player without the puck, and in hockey, that's interference. The Rangers moved up ice, knowing that Don Kaharski, the referee, was going to make a call, and Hextall stands up nicely. No big rebound. Rangers power play coming up.
Messier will have Verbeek on his left and Graves on his right. Zubov right point, left point Leach. Flyers prevail on the faceoff. Desjardins just muscled off. Pat Verbeek tried to shuttle it through. They want to get it to the point. That fails. McTavish pushes it back down.
The idea on the power play with a man advantage is to recover the puck as much as possible. Loose pucks, recover them. You have the man advantage.
Here is Leach. Could not get by Holler. Nor could Messier. The ideal point shot, when it's fed just inside the blue line, makes it difficult for a goalie. What does that describe?
Not even a hard shot. It's a screen shot with traffic in front. Try to get it through. Not even a hard one. The hard ones sometimes are easier to stop than the softer ones.
Rob DeMaio shorthanded. Pursued by Verbeek. Brindamore trying to get through.
Flyers left side. The Rangers were attacking it with their right side. The Flyers left side have done a nice job here.
Zubov over to Leach. Angled off to Messier. Graves tied up Yushkevich. Away from Messier, taken by Fedek, and again the Rangers will go back.
And again the Flyers left side move the puck out. There's 3 times on this Ranger power play. The Flyers left side move the puck up the ice.
Yushkevich and Svoboda in back. Pass on to Kovalov, denied by Yushkevich, kept alive by Zubov, over to Leach. Quickly around for a one-timer that is saved by Hextall. That came from Peter Nedved. Bounced it along, Leach pinched in, was able to deflect it, and it's thrown to the corner by Nedved. Yushkevich took a hard hit from Graves after he sent that one back down. 25 left on the kill. Solid kill by the Flyers thus far. Zubov creeping ahead. Hands on to Leach. Leach pivots. Force back up the boards. Couple of slashes on him from Desjardins. Played along now for Peter Nedved. Nedved back to Leach. Zubov wanted it and got it. Penalty time is up. Back to Leach again, but off his stick. One-timer. Bounce loose and right into Hextall off the chest of Haller.
That tells you exactly how sharp and how strong the concentration level is from Ron Hextall.
Welcome to Hockey 101. This is the puck. This is the net. This is the Zamboni. These are hits. These are saves. These are goals. And this, well, this is the ice. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight. Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing.
This Scottish rebel.
Bring me Wallace.
He fights to avenge a woman?
Alive if possible. Dead. Just good. You fight for me, you get to kill the English. Excellent. This one will fight forever.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Braveheart, rated R. Starts Wednesday, May 24th at theaters everywhere.
Grab your shades. You're going to Palm Springs for the wildest party of the year.
Chicken fight!
The 2-hour season finale of 90210, Wednesday.
The penalty killing unit for the Flyers gets it done. This was the end of the play, the power play. The puck actually caromed off of Haller, the Flyer defenseman, Hextall, who's been really sharp here in the second period. He even made sure that he concentrated enough to get the puck on that play.
They hope for the real Lindros holding the real cup.
For a moment, I thought that was him. It was big enough.
Therian fed it across. Renberg took a high, hard hit that will cost the Rangers.
And that was a high, hard cross-check. Renberg made a great move. Jay Wells was in trouble, so he used his stick. Renberg draws the power play.
Can I interest you in a change of pace? Change?
Express yourself. Change.
Change?
Lens on your rebel. Change. Play on a whole new level. Change. Express a different point of view. Change.
Change is good.
How it looks to you. Rebel.
I like change.
Change your point of view with EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon.
Renberg will make a great move to the middle of the ice. Wells is caught. So he uses his stick to knock Renberg over. And we're seeing both teams in this game just take too many penalties. It's been a complete power play game. There's a hard, hard cross-check. Renberg was shaken for a moment, but stays on the ice.
Lindros and Messier, and Lindros wins to Desjardins, shovels one that's blocked down by Bukaboom and taken by Graves, and the Flyers will regroup. Svoboda and Desjardins will be the point men. Leclerc and Renberg, and also Eric Lindros up front. John Leclerc, St. Alban, Vermont. Run off, and he wanted it to the corner. Renberg there, threw it in front. Bukaboom with authority back down. 7 minutes to go in the second period. The Rangers led 2-0 at the end of the first on a pair of power play goals. The Flyers answered with one on the power play here in the second period. And this will be icing. So back near Hextall it'll come.
The Flyers are 1 for 6. The Rangers are 2 for 3. And the Rangers are just simply taking too many penalties. Sooner or later, this is going to catch up to them. And the reason I say that is because the Rangers use Leach, Messier, Graves, Bukaboom, some of their better players to kill penalties a lot. And if you spend the majority of the game in that position, it's going to wear you down.
In the first period, John, we were factoring in the long rest that the Flyers had. Do we dispense with that now that we're into the second and in a closer game?
I think so. I really do. I think the Flyers have taken some time to get their game mode going. They're now making the Rangers draw the penalties, and they look a lot more comfortable on their power play than they did in the first period.
Peter Svoboda. cranked around. Kovalev sent flying. Desjardins tried back. Kovalov couldn't reach. Bouncing puck is cleared back down by Larmer. Halfway through the penalty kill for the Rangers. Flyers make a change. They'll have Dykhouse at one point now. Desjardins staying back out. And the big trees are out there at the forward positions. One of them, Leclerc, just turns right back in after the 360. Follow-up comes from Dykhouse. Dykhouse sped it behind. Lindros couldn't take it there. The recovery comes back to the point, but to neutral ice.
Maybe I'll take that back. What I said to put the Flyers power play looking a little more comfortable. Not 5-on-4.
Lindros and a save made by Richter. Rebound, and Richter turned that one away too. Leclerc along now for Renberg. Close quarters to Leclerc. Then Eric Lindros denied by Zubov and rolled it around the other way. Larmer could not one time clear it. Low double team. Lindros took it away. Fed one off a skate, picked up by Kovalov. Lindros on him trying to hack it away. He and Kovalov tie up, coming by to try to help out is Renberg. And the Rangers look like they've got it outmanned, and just that quickly it is Kovalov to walk it back. Penalty time is up. Alexei Kovalov bringing it on for the Rangers, who still have that 2-1 lead. Kovalov trying to fight his way by, goes down, and there'll be a penalty call coming up. On the delayed call, it is rolled all the way back down. We still have not had the whistle yet. The Flyers must touch for the penalty to be called.
The Rangers get a free rush up ice here. Kovalov now goes off after some good penalty kill by him. He then draws the penalty to Dykhouse. The Rangers have a free run here with the man advantage. Now the whistle will sound and the Rangers will have a power play. Amazing game. It's all special teams, one after another.
We'd have never factored this in. We might have factored a tight game, and that's what we have at 2-1.
It's coming. To take cold. To take taste. To take smooth. To the extreme. Introducing Bud Ice. One ice that goes beyond the others. To take smooth to the extreme. New Bud Ice.
So, Barb, what kind of car are you driving now?
I just leased an Acura Legend.
Ouch. You don't want to test drive the Eagle Vision, then.
Why not? Come on.
No.
Come on, I just want to test drive it. Give it a go.
Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you now.
Okay, we'll be back.
Barbara's back in the Eagle Vision. How was it?
Oh, it reminds me of my Acura. It's great. Why didn't you want me to test drive it?
Well, the lease price. I would guess she paid more.
Get ready for the wildest, sexiest, most dangerous magic show ever.
Kids, don't try this at home.
Rudy Kobe, the coolest magician on earth, tonight.
Watch the feet of Alexei Kovalov. He doesn't even take a stride here. He's handling the puck without striding. Now he'll stride, and because of that change of speed, he draws the penalty on Dykhouse, who tackled him down to the ice.
Power play Rangers. Leach's shot went off the leg of McTavish. Haller past Messier, kept alive by Zubov, sent across to Messier by Pat Verbeek. In front, Verbeek scores on a pass from Mark Messier, and another big goal for the Rangers on the power play.
Alexei Kovalov drew the power play. The Rangers then went to work. Craig McTavish lost his stick, so the Flyers had 4 penalty killers back, but only 3 had a stick. Verbeek, every day in practices, uses this play, takes the pass and fires the puck off the pass. Here's McTavish losing his stick, so Verbeek now can get away from him. The pass there, a quick one. Verbeek with a quick shot off the pass. McTavish couldn't get back. He did not have a stick. You see, he lost it on Verbeek. Verbeek now will gain position and face Messier. The key pass and a quick shot beat Ron Hextall low to the right side. 3-1 Rangers.
Verbeek, his 3rd of the playoffs. All 3 have come on the power play. Mark Messier, the primary assist at 15-17, and the Rangers have their 2-goal lead back.
Every day of practice, Verbeek will practice taking the shot off the pass from Messier, and if Messier's not on the ice at practice, they'll use the coaches to do it, and he's beginning to get very, very good at it.
Semenov. Centered one just away from the reach of Therian. Stefan Matteau dropped it back, and it's Larmer ahead. Pass trickled on to Zubov. Rammed they're in. Puck dump back off. Nedved tried to play it there, still battling, but emerging with it is Yushkevich. Away from Nedved, but now low. And Zubov. Big scoreboard clock above center ice, and in the upper left of your picture is ticked down to 4 minutes to go. We welcome those of you who have been watching the San Jose Sharks and the Detroit Red Wings from Joe Louis Arena in Game 1 of that second round best of 7. Along with John Davidson, Mike Emmerich from the Coors State Spectrum in Philadelphia. All goals here are on the power play today. The first 2 by the Rangers, one answered by Philadelphia, and then another recently by the Rangers. The score of the game, the Rangers 3 and the Philadelphia Flyers 1.
We're actually a pretty big publishing company. We're just not burdened by a lot of people in real estate.
Peter's finally talking to Marcus Belfry himself.
But Marcus, nobody can get a book to market faster. We can hook you up with network MCI business, email, video conferencing, access to the world's largest research library, the internet. And no one will devote more time or talent to you than Gramercy Press.
You know, Peter, you're a pretty good salesman.
Well, you're a pretty good writer.
Icing has just been called on the succeeding play, and so the faceoff will be brought back near Mike Richter. We want to mention that at the conclusion of today's game, John and I will select a new Dodge player of the contest.
Philadelphia 1 for 7 on the power play. The only power play goal they had was a 5-on-3, and the Rangers 3 for 4. And Peter Nedved, as we've mentioned earlier, has earned the respect of his teammates because of his ability now to play in traffic. I watched him play in the playoffs last season for St. Louis against Dallas, and he never got into the play whatsoever. Here with the Rangers, he's like a new player. Peer pressure from leaders like Messier and from people like Kevin Lowe.
See the Bud Ice summary. Here is Renberg with a shot. Hit the post. The light is on. Don Koharski is waving it off. LeClaire tried to jam one in front. They score!
Well, this time it's a goal. Karpovtsov, the defenseman, had no glove, he had no stick, and this is the first even-strength goal of the game, and the first time the fans have really erupted. Leclerc's first shot hit the post. It did not go in. The light came on, and the referee waved it off and kept the play going. Good effort here along the boards. You see Lindros take 2 Rangers out. Here's the shot that hits the post. Play's still alive. The light's on. But the Flyer players kept going, except for maybe Renberg. He thought it was in. Now here's the play where the puck will slither over the goal line. Almost put in by Mike Richter. It's now 3-2. Don Koharski, the referee, is already on the telephone talking with the people upstairs who have reviewed the play. There's no doubt it's a goal. He just wants to know if it was the first one or the second one. To me, it was the second one. And the Flyers get the first even-strength goal of the game. It's now 3-2 Rangers. Eric Lindros and his line mates, when they get going with their speed and their board work, they at times are unstoppable. They have not been overly strong at even strength in this game to this point. Could this be a sign of something to come?
Has the matchup been pretty much kept all the way through the first 2 periods on them?
Last 5 minutes of the first period, it was not Messier against Lindros. Here's Lindros in the corner. He's got 2 Rangers on him. Because of that, Karpovtsov lost his stick and his glove. See the referee on the top side saying, go, keep going. It's waved off. It's no goal. But the Rangers never recovered at all. The big line for the Flyers kept it going.
Don Koharski is on the telephone with the man sitting in the booth next to us, Wally Harris, who is the supervisor of this crew today. And Lou Nolan, the public address announcer, will give us the official word. He is in conversation with Wally Harris right now.
A lot of different phones going here. One was to the goal judge and one now to the people upstairs. He's now announcing goal, and it's 3-2. Now, Lindros, when he has his size, he really gets it going. Watch the puck go back into the corner, and watch the Rangers look like they've won the draw. They send 2 men in. Now Lindros, stop it there. Look, he's got 2 guys. When Karpovtsov comes out, he won't even have a glove. He won't even have a stick. That's how much damage Lindros can do. Goalpost is hit, and the Flyers just keep right on going and end up scoring.
Unassisted,
5:16 minutes, 52 seconds.
Play back in this 3-2 tight game that the Rangers are leading. They call this Lindros unassisted. It gives us a clue that this might have gone off one of the Rangers because there are no assists after all of that, but nonetheless, a 1-goal lead for the Rangers.
It's a breakthrough that brings us to a new level of performance. In the rain, in the snow. It even saves gas. Michelin's new energy tires with radial XSE technology. It's science that goes beyond magic.
So much is made of the link that Eric Lindros and Mark Messier have had back with one Canada Cup team. And they first got to know each other very well. And Mark Messier was one of Eric Lindros' idols when he was a youth.
Lindros used to have a hockey card of Mark Messier in his locker. He's had posters of Mark Messier as a youngster growing up. But now they're head-to-head. Sticks are up, and the war has just begun.
Well, they have changed the goal now to John LeClair. From Lindros and Renberg. Low hands on to Graves. And Graves spirits it back in. Pat Verbeek there, stepped into by Desjardins. Eric Desjardins trying to get body position, but it was taken back from him by Verbeek. Oh, was Desjardins ever crunched by Adam Graves? And he is not getting back to the bench very quickly. Meanwhile, LeClair tried to get one out in front, but it's picked up by the Rangers, and it's Leach on a rush. Handing on to Mark Messier. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the second. Leach controlling. Swung one that was behind Messier. Jabbed back on the backhand by Pat Verbeek, and it's fed the other way. Zubov to take that. One timed it over to the corner for Graves. Calmly back for Messier. In the way is Renberg. Freight train hit on Messier by Eric Lindros. Then Leach comes jostling in too. Puck squirted over to be taken by Therian. Chris Therian, first-year defenseman, just popped it back to neutral ice. Zubov misfires on a pass, so it's Nedved going for it. Shots are 15 Rangers, 26 Flyers. Flyers have come up with 18 in this period, and the Rangers with 7. Offside call stops the clock with 1:28 to go in the second period. What a crunching hit.
The hitting's picking up again. Mark Messier was really banged, and you can see he's trying to recover for his next shift, which probably won't be until the third period. He was hit by Eric Lindros. Adam Graves threw the big hit on Desjardins. Have a listen to this one. Oh my, he was held up by Pat Verbeek, was Desjardins, and that's when Adam Graves moved in and really took the body. Graves is one of those players, when he hits you, it hurts because of the strength that he has.
Do hits feel good to the guy that's doing it?
Sometimes. It also can be very wearing. Wendell Clark found that out for Quebec. He said he got tired with the amount of hitting he was doing.
Now Graves has had some back problems. You'd think that would restrict his hitting.
No, he plays one way, Mike, one way only. He could have played back in the old days for the Flyers. They would have loved him right here in Philadelphia.
The hits are 18 to 18. And those are defined as good takeout hits like you just saw replayed a moment ago. Here is Nedved stepping back in. Peter Nedved tucks a little pass intended for Matteau. Yushkevich sent it the other way and along now to Leach. Leach with a shot that ricocheted off Dineen. DeMaio headmans on to Rod Brindamore. Moving in with Dineen. Brindamore tucked one in front that's swung right away again by Bukaboom. Played along by Therian, and Jeff Bukaboom, the big man, follows up. Off of Nedved, but taken by Leach. Looks over his options, tried Nedved, but that one was ill-timed as he had been locked up. Ahead with it now comes Lindros. Eric Lindros tried to shake it over to DeMaio, but it's flipped back out by Nedved, and on with this comes Brian Noonan. Noonan pursued by Svoboda. Good cancellation there. And a stoppage of play.
I'm not sure why the stoppage, unless there's too many men on the ice.
All the Rangers at the bench are standing and pointing right now. Wayne Bonney, the linesman, skated by.
I think it may be too many men on the ice to the Rangers. I could be wrong, obviously, but something happened.
White bench minor, too many
White bench minor, excuse me, is to Philadelphia for too many men on the ice, and that's why the Rangers were standing and trying to make a point of it. The Rangers with 13.6 seconds to go and already have 3 power play goals, and that's to go in the second period. Let's try and count the white jerseys. 1, 2, 3, 4 already. You only allowed 6. There's 4 of them. There's 5. And the goaltender's 6. I don't see it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but the linesman Wayne Bonney made the call. The Flyers did not argue about it, or did not seem to be arguing about it.
Well, our cameras were pretty wide. We must have missed one, though.
Right now, Antosky gets sent across to serve the minor. Terry Murray was slow in sending him across, so maybe that's his way of saying that he's not happy with the call. 13.6 seconds to go here in the second period, so the Rangers probably will start the third period on the power play.
Messier on the tie-up. Pat Verbeek back to Messier, then to Zubov. One-time shot, ricocheted off of McTavish. Now Messier again, down to the last 5. Leach's shot deflected to the glass. Around it comes near Zubov. And this will do it. One last slam by Graves on Desjardins, and the period comes to an end.
It's been an instant replay, hasn't it? Desjardins getting hit by Graves.
40 minutes, grueling minutes have been played here at the Spectrum. The score of the game, the Rangers 3 and the Flyers 2.
Fox NHL Sunday, the Stanley Cup Playoffs, brought to you by Dodge. The more things change, the more things look like the new Dodge.
Before you hang out with the Simpsons, catch the world premiere of the new Power Rangers music video from their upcoming movie tonight, only on Fox.
Had they only sampled its precise handling, they might have named it Import Car of the Day. Had they just heard its quiet cabin, they might have named it Import Car of the Week. And had they merely felt its powerful engine, they might have named it Import Car of the Month. But they experienced all of the Nissan Maxima and named it Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. Lease a new Nissan Maxima GXE, $299 a month for 36 months with only $1,500 down.
Come on into Wawa, a whole lot of hook is going on. I said, come on into Wawa, a whole lot of hook is going on. Yeah, we build those shorty hoagies. Build those shorty hoagies. Build to order, whole lot of shorties going on. Come on into Wawa, we got shorties anytime, daytime, nighttime, your time. Build to order, shorties only $2.99.
There's a new gasoline.
What's new about it?
With the power to drive down maintenance costs.
Yeah, right. Are you serious?
Yes, we are. New Exxon 93 Supreme keeps your engine cleaner.
Clean is good.
So it can help drive down maintenance costs.
Could gas do that?
New Exxon 93 Supreme can, with the power to drive down maintenance costs.
Gas that can save you money.
For more reliable performance.
Okay, I'll try it.
People stopping by to rely on the Tiger.
Toyota's Summer Collection 95 is here, and your Toyota dealer has super deals on super models, like the beautifully styled Tercel with dual airbags, and you can lease Tercel for just $99 a month. Plus, Tercel has factory-to-dealer incentives. It's a Toyota sales celebration, and special 2.9% financing on Corolla makes this the best time to get into this benchmark of quality. Plus, more big savings on Corolla. Super models, super deals at your Toyota dealer now.
Laugh so hard it hurts. Weeknights starting at 11 on Fox.
Back here in Hollywood, California, along with Dave Maloney, I'm James Brown. The game you're watching right now between the Rangers and the Flyers. Rangers led 2-0 after a period of play. The Flyers have muscled their way to within 1 after 2. My goodness, you said Philadelphia doing exactly what it has to in this game.
Well, that's for sure, the Legion of Doom. And this is like old-time Flyer hockey, JB. They get down low, and you can see the fans are banging on the glass. And I think they prefer that knockdown, drag-it-out, fighting style of hockey at the Spectrum. Another factor here, too, JB, is both goaltenders have been spectacular. Hextall made 2 big saves. Richter's done his job. We're setting up for a great third period here.
Bet they have. Let's take a look at the highlights from earlier. I mean, look at this. Eric Lindros, number 88, treating the idol Mark Messier roughly.
And a little whack there. That's old-time Flyer and Ranger hockey. This is the second Ranger goal that happens on the power play. Nedved's going to find himself. Johnny on the spot, open ice. Now, why is he open? Flyers down a man. Now, if they were even strength, Lindros stays with him. No, I got to get to my spot, kill the penalty. Nedved releases off the backhand. That's why he was open. They were up a man. Peter Nedved scores. Talking about down a man. Kovalev and Larmer in the box. Big John LeClaire sets up shop in a 5-on-3 advantage for the Flyers, and he just knocks it in. And power play execution has been terrific, both teams. Now pick up 10 behind the net here. You talk down low, Flyer, grind it out, bang it hockey. That's John LeClaire banging his second of the day, and he was no further than a foot away from the goal line in both his goals.
Richter with 18 saves, but Philadelphia playing well, trailing by 1. San Jose, Detroit, Mike Vernon, 11 saves up to now, but hey, Flaherty even better, 23 saves.
This is grinding it out at Motor City here, and this is Dino Cicerelli taking it on a kisser from Jason Moore. Mike Vernon goes into the net. Chris Tansel crashes. He said, oh, man, where's the camera there? I say, hey, Ma, how you doing? It's tough down here today. But this is a goal here. Dino Cicerelli off right foot, left foot. He's going to find a backhand and tuck it out a stretched Wade Flaherty, not stretched enough. Talk about Cicerelli. This is Coffey, throws it to the net. This one goes off a big Jim Kite skate through the legs of Wade Flaherty. I think what we're seeing here, JP, is a tired San Jose team playing against a very, very talented Detroit Red Wing hockey club.
Red Wings have outshot San Jose 17-4 in that second period of play, and keep in mind that Detroit, when leading after 2, has not lost a game all season. Regular season 26-0-2. And folks, we're going to give you a taste of that contest between San Jose and the Red Wings. We'll do that after this.
It's club time.
They say that man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive money back based on your annual level of purchases. The more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
What can we legally say about the incredible power and handling of the Eagle Vision? We're going to find out, because today we're with the law firm of Goober, Bowler, and Pez. Pez. What do you think?
No comment at this time.
What about you guys, lawyers?
At the end of it tonight.
Enjoy the ride?
Off the record? Yes.
And what do you think of Vision's lease price?
I say lease rates do not include title, taxes, license, and insurance.
And dealer prices, maybe? Just see your Eagle dealer.
I don't think we should say anything else for the meeting.
That's it. We've said enough.
Dad, Katie has more than me.
No, she doesn't. I eat 2 corn pops.
She does too. I do not. Do too.
Okay. There, satisfied? Wait, my mistake. Now, she has more than you.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Still a little off,
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
There, now you're even.
She's got more milk.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Don't you just love hockey? What's not to love? You get the wicked slap shots, the bone-jarring hits, the phenomenal saves. And don't forget the ice. Bud Ice and 96-calorie Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. So grab a bottle of Bud Ice, or if you prefer, try it from a cup.
For many kids, growing up can be tough. That's why Nike and the NHL are taking hockey to the streets. In NHL cities all over North America, Nike NHL Street offers thousands of kids the chance to learn how to play the game, how to work together, and how to have fun, all in a safe environment. To get more information on Nike NHL Street, call 1-800-929-PLAY.
All right, San Jose and Detroit are on the ice getting set for the third period of play, and we'll take you out to the Joe Louis Arena to join Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti, and we'll do all of that, folks, after this.
It comes from the foothills of the Great Cascades, a creation the world has never seen before. Introducing our new 777. Huge, astonishing, yet invitingly comfortable. It communicates in surprising ways and opens itself wide to be explored. Oh, it's more than a big foot forward. It's revolutionary. The 777, co-designed by the employee owners of United. Because we don't just work here.
Alpha 1 is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot. Alpha 4.
Sergeant, here's the latest intelligence report.
I'll post it right away, Sergeant. Sir, enemy position is confirmed at Papa.
Step off.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, skill training and more.
Can what makes a car look good also make it safer? You'll find the answer in the new Dodge Stratus. Because along with dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and ultra-high-strength steel door beams, even the car's shape helps us add side impact protection. It's nice to know that all that is in here, because all this is out there. New Dodge Stratus. It's full of answers.
No heated rink. No fancy jersey. No bull. Speed Stick. 110% protection. Like you, it never quits. Speed Stick. Official deodorant sponsor of the NHL. By men.
It's a breakthrough that brings us to a new level of performance. In the rain, in the snow. It even saves gas. Michelin's new energy tires with radial XSE technology. It's science that goes beyond magic.
Before you open new doors, Canon gave you the key to color copying. Before the competition closed in, Canon raised the standard. And just when you thought you reached the top, Canon takes you far beyond. With colors so vivid, so versatile, so fast, it will raise you to a new level of productivity. When the rest say you can't, Canon says you can. The most advanced color laser copiers from Canon. Now you can. Call 1-800-OK-CANON.
Whatever you do, don't miss the shocking 2-hour season finale of Melrose Place, Monday at 8, 7 Central.
San Jose trailing by 2 to Detroit Red Wings, and San Jose only once in 24 games has come back when trailing after 2 to win. Can they do it today? We'll find out. Back to the Joe Louis Arena.
On Burr with it. And now the audience watching the Rangers and Flyers has joined us. Sam Rosen along with Joe Micheletti here at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, where the Red Wings with a 2-0 lead. Keith Primo shoots, hit the post. Red Wings got 2 power play goals in the second period. It was almost 3-0 there. Keith Primo with a rising shot and banged off the post.
When you play against a goaltender that's aggressive and comes out, you've got to make the perfect shot.
Pat Falloon got a shot off that's gloved by Mike Vernon, drops it off behind the net. Puck moved around the boards by Shepard, but stopped by Mike Rathje for San Jose. The Sharks, who beat the Calgary Flames in 7 games, winning game 7 in double overtime, came out with a good defensive first period, got some good scoring chances. That puck hit the side of the net, but in the second period it was all Detroit, outshooting San Jose 17-4 and scoring 2 goals. Mike Krushelnyski intended for Chris Draper, and the puck played by Vlasky Krupa.
And Detroit looks now like the team they were in the first round against the Dallas Stars. They're doing everything well, playing defensive well, passing the puck, their shots, they're quick, and they're controlling the game.
Ray Shepard leaves it for Draper. Puck comes out of the zone. Shepard trying to regain control. Now it's big Mike Rathje. Banned on the pass attempt, stopped by Mike Krushelnyski, kicks it around to Sandis Ozolinsh. And out come the Sharks. Craig Janney with Jeff Friesen to his left. Nice poke check by Paul Coffey. Coffey with a goal and an assist and some good defensive work. Jim Kite getting it across to Tom Peterson. 3 minutes, 40 seconds gone by in the third. Detroit with a 2-0 lead. Wade Flaherty in goal for San Jose. He won games 6 and 7 against the Calgary Flames. Friesen chips it ahead. Coffey plays the puck. Now Slava Kozlov able to move it out of the zone. 2-on-1 developing. Fedorov leading Doug Brown. Brown to the net. And he scores! Some beautiful pass work by the Detroit Red Wings, leading to the goal by Doug Brown. It's 3-0 Red Wings.
It was a 2-on-2. The San Jose player was leaving the ice to make a change. It turned into a 2-on-1.
Detroit continuing to look impressive, leading 3-0. And folks, we're going to get set to send you now back to the Spectrum for the Flyers and Rangers. Flyers are trailing by 1. We'll rejoin Mike Emmerich and John Davidson after this.
It's cup time.
Francis Ford Coppola and Bruce Wagner present a motion picture event.
You know what it's like to live forever.
White Dwarf, world premiere Tuesday.
The Chevy Lumina minivan, more sold here than anywhere else in America. Why? Driver's side airbag, four-wheel ABS brakes, dent-proof body panels, modular seating, and more. Right now, you can lease a Lumina minivan for $239 a month. Listen, test drive a Lumina minivan. If you buy a Ford Windstar or a Chrysler minivan, we'll give you $50. No catch, no gimmicks, $50. Get a Lumina minivan for $239 a month at your local Chevy Geo dealers today. Hey, we dare you to compare.
It's a humdinger!
These announcers gotta go.
Right.
Baker steps in. He's batting .206 and making $3 million a year.
Yeah, that's fair. He's checking the sign. What's he saying, Steve?
Good news, I'm having your baby. This game is brought to you by Miller Lite. Expect great things from the great taste of Miller Lite.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you.
Hi there. Ooh, suicide squeeze! Ow! Come on! Terrible call. Here's that umpire's home telephone number.
Call tonight.
Keep calling.
Call him late.
In the good old days, they played on clay and dirt, and they played their hearts out in dusty, cramped arenas and great old buildings that still echo with their memories and a history we'll never forget. History means a lot to us at Core States because our history of service to your banking needs goes back a long way, too. But it's much more than just a memory. It's a tradition of service that's even more important to us today than it was back in the good old days.
Ooh, pretty car. Is it a Mazda 6260X? Has it got air conditioning, dual airbags? AM/FM cassette stereo? A 60/40 split fold-down rear seat? And Mazda's 50,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty? And a 28-month lease for just $199 a month? Can I borrow it? Oh, come on. I'll let you use your clippers.
Lease the Mazda 6260X for just $199 a month for 28 months.
Get everybody together for The Simpsons, weeknights at 7 on Fox. Fox NHL Sunday, the Stanley Cup playoffs, brought to you by MCI Proof Positive. When it comes to long-distance savings, there's no question about it. By Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By Canon, a world leader in office equipment. And by the United States Army Reserve. Be all you can be. For more information, call 1-800-USA-ARMY.
Rangers have the lead as we go into the third period. They'll have the power play because of a too many men on the ice call.
Well, let's count them, and we've finally gotten to the bottom of the mystery. You're allowed 6 players on the ice when you're at even strength. There's 4 for the Flyers. So there's Svoboda, the defenseman. He's looking this way to wait for his defenseman to come off the ice. So he jumps on. There's 5, as you see, plus the goalie 6. The only problem is, stop it. Therrien there did not go to the bench. He stayed on the ice. Svoboda, he came right across the ice and got involved with the play in hauling down Noonan. So the Rangers will start the third period, and knowing they already have 3 power play goals, they go into power play.
Well, the Philadelphia Flyers have gotten a tremendous performance today by a young man from northern Vermont by the name of John LeClair. He's a member of that Legion of Doom line. Seemingly yesterday, he played back in northern Vermont as a little guy with big ambitions.
It was just a dream, more or less. When you're a little kid, when we were skating on, on the Benoist rink, it was just, you'd always say, I'm Gretzky or I'm Orr or somebody like that, and you'd go out and play and have fun with it. Winter was a lot of fun, though. It was a neighborhood rink. It was a pretty nice one for our standards, and we had a good group of guys that always came out and played on a regular basis. So, it gave us a lot of chance to get a lot of ice.
Indeed, with some good, long, cold winters up in that great Northland, the first NHL player ever to come from the state, John LeClair. Take a look at our Bud Ice scoring summary. LeClair with 2 goals, Messier with 2 assists. Other game highlights are the Rangers' power play, 3 for 4. Only 1 even-strength goal in the game, and the Rangers to have 1 minute and 46 seconds of power play time at the outset of the period because of that too many men on the ice penalty. They have taken away the assist to Renberg and Desjardins on Leclerc's second goal, and they have added one on the... They've added an assist on the Rangers' third goal to Sergei Zubov. So the one that has the Rangers ahead should read Verbeek on the power play for Messier and Zubov at 15:17 of the second period.
All of those are in terms of elapsed time in the 20-minute period. Here is Zubov up with it. Flips one side of the net. Verbeek tried to trickle a backhander. He wanted to get it in front, but it just rolled off his stick. Flying was DeMaio after the whistle.
And Ronnie Hextall got twisted around. And I think he was pretty happy that Verbeek couldn't shoot the puck quickly as the puck was lobbed across the ice to him. The Rangers waited for a long period of time to get themselves a right-handed shot on the power play to try and shoot the puck off of these types of passes. Here's Hextall again looking around Graves. Watch him move across here and he'll stumble. See, he's caught a little bit. He actually got his body turned around backwards, and I'm sure very happy that Verbeek was unable to get the shot released quickly.
Just completed that rhythmic banging of the pipes to his right and left. Now he takes his position. It's interesting to see little kids do that in youth hockey games now. Puck controlled by Verbeek, and Zubov will have to play in neutral ice. McTavish and Brindamore, the penalty killers for Philadelphia. In back, Desjardins working with Kevin Holler. Messier over for Pat Verbeek. Watched by Desjardins. Wrapped up. Puck came back to Leach. On across to Zubov. Sergei Zubov. Messier and back to Leach. Fires, save, Hextall. Rebound spiked away by Desjardins. Kept alive by Leach. Brian Leach, dogged by McTavish, got it on to Verbeek, sandwiched there by Desjardins. Puck escaped through Graves, thrown away by Holler. And it's Adam Graves. Messier wanted it, but McTavish wouldn't let the pass go. Sent back to the point now. Leach with a shot. Deflected, it went wide. Around now for Messier again. Power play time down to 27 seconds. Pat Verbeek gives over to Messier. Zubov has the gun loaded. Fires off the arm of Hextall and into the seats.
20 seconds still remain for the Rangers on their power play. And Ron Hextall with 2 or 3 great saves. You can see how dangerous this Rangers power play has become. 5 for 29 against Quebec in the first round. And here they have 3 goals in this one on the power play. Hextall with a high shot from Zubov. You see him move out. The catching glove getting ready. Wow. A rocket comes high and he redirects the puck into the stands. Power play for the Rangers is flat out awesome right now. And the Flyers, I think, after this game, no matter the outcome, are going to have to study the films and figure out what they're going to do besides stay out of the penalty box.
10 for 33 so far in the playoffs for the Rangers. And here is Zubov. Nedved gives it back to him. Sergei Zubov fires, and that one hit off the waffle board of Hextall. That blocking glove on his right hand and deflected away. Zubov flips one in front. Poked aside, and it's taken by Kovalov. Penalty time is up. The team's at full strength. Zubov hooked one in front that's off the stick of Peter Svoboda. To the corner, they battle for it once more. Turnaround shot by Nedved was blocked. Now it's Kovalov with it. Deals it in behind. Fed out by Larmer. Kevin Lowe. Off a glass support. Yushkevich will take it on defense for the Flyers. Guides it up to Rod Brindamore. On the wing for Antosky, who shovels it back in. 2:15 played in the third period. Rangers have the lead over the Philadelphia Flyers by a count of 3-2. Kovalov took a swat from LeClaire and curls back. Bukaboom back out on the ice for the Rangers defense, matched up with Kevin Lowe. They're in the midst of a line change. Nemchinov and Kyprios are back out to join Kovalov. Now Brian Noonan out there, along with Kyprios and Nemchinov. Pass deflected over to Eric Lindros. Lays it ahead for LeClaire. Renberg on the wing, but he couldn't get the pass away because of Bukaboom. Sergei Nemchinov walking it back for the Rangers. Good crunch on him by Lindros, but it's sent around to back behind for Kyprios. Kicked loose by LeClaire, and Lindros able to get it back down. 20 shots for the Flyers, 18 for the Rangers. We had told you a much higher total, which was posted on the shot board during the second period. But the shots in the second were 12-7 Philadelphia. Flyers shotless here in the third. The Rangers have come up with 3. Fans starting to chant. Svoboda brings it ahead, just flies it back in deep. Karpatsev going back for it. Rammed by Antosky. Vedek up with it. Couldn't control on his stick handling, though. Vedek dropped it along. Antosky wedges with Karpatsev. Semenoff and Graves shoulder in as well. And it's Pat Verbeek for the Rangers.
Last year in the finals, the Rangers beat Vancouver. One thing that Vancouver did was punish Leach and Zubov with big hits. And one of the players that did it was Antoski.
Oh, and Graves didn't miss by much. Kept by Zubov. Rolled on around near Graves at the corner. Pat Verbeek stood up by Dykhouse. Semenoff stripped to the puck by Messier. Gets a second chance, though, and got it as far as center ice, where Lowe plays it safely back to Zubov. Svoboda was tangled up with Graves well back into the Flyers' end near Ron Hextall, and that's what brought some concern from the crowd. But this is Stefan Matteau, 32 for the Rangers, puts it right on his goaltender. Swept around by Richter. Zubov just given a big crunch by DeMaio.
That was not necessary because Matteau put the puck back in his own zone. That created the Flyers' forecheck, and Zubov took a big hit because of it.
Guided ahead on the wing to Steve Larmer. Larmer moving in. Fed one in front that's blocked aside by Yushkevich. Back up the boards, it's Zubov. Thrown to the front by Nedved, but that turned aside. Larmer gets it back again. On to Nedved. Peter Nedved took a whack from DeMaio. It's Zubov creeping in. Wrists one that's calmly blocked away by Hextall. Zubov again. Sidesteps DeMaio. Sergei Zubov wanted to pull the trigger, could not. Now back to the point. Kevin Lowe fires, and that one went off a stick in front.
And the Rangers are owning the puck, absolutely owning it, but they only lead by one.
Nedved sent flying by Yushkevich. Chris Therian lobs it back out to take some of the pressure off, and so Zubov will go back to play it. Rangers ahead by one, 14:40 to go in the third period. Leach, Nedved, and Pat Verbeek are the goal scorers for the Rangers. John LeClaire with 2 for Philadelphia. Nemchinov with a rising shot that got the glass. Skip back across. Leach shoveled one behind Nemchinov. Nick Kyprios dropped it on around. Kovalov couldn't get there. Hit by McTavish. They shoulder behind, and down in a heap goes Desjardins, but still scrapping for it. Nemchinov up with it. Nemchinov a backhander and a stick save Hextall.
You watch the loose pucks, and the blue shirts are getting there, and they're getting the puck back.
The Flyers shift from defense to offense. It's Ullin up with McTavish. Patrick Ullin to the slot. Haller's shot was slowed down by Brian Leach on defense. Over 6 minutes have been played in this third period. Brian Leach ahead, hawked by Lindros. Puck to the corner. Dykhouse gets it. The Rangers make another change.
Rangers have had 5 shots in the third period. Philadelphia yet to register one. The Rangers now look at the big line for the Flyers for the first time at even strength here in the period. The big line has to get it going now.
Boy, a beautiful denial by Zubov on LeClaire's break. Renberg tries to come back. Zubov sent that one away. Mark Messier is now helmetless. And it's Svoboda to play it. Svoboda back on for Renberg. Into the glove of Kevin Lowe. Offside. Play stopped here at the Coors State Spectrum. The Rangers still lead by 1.
Hey, hockey fans. There's a new official in the NHL. One that's making a big hit. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. Goes down easy and icy smooth. Bud Ice and Bud Ice Light. An official you'll like.
If we violate the laws of physics, will we be punished? Well, we did. We gave Stratus a new type of tire that offers the tread life and enhanced fuel economy of a tire engineered for efficiency, yet sticks to the road like a tire engineered for performance. A clear violation of physical law. Thus far, there have been no legal repercussions. New Dodge Stratus. It's full of answers.
Tonight, Mr. Burns is shot.
Everyone's a suspect.
See if you can solve the mystery.
I didn't do it.
On The Simpsons season finale tonight.
The Rangers lead by 1, 13:21 to go. Eric Lindros working over Nedved. Anytime you see somebody in blue and they have the puck or near it, just hit him. That shows his strength. Now, the big line for the Flyers had 3 shots registered in the first period, 6 in the second period, and none through the first 7 minutes now of this third period.
Verbeek's pass sails on up to Graves. He's got Messier with him. Mark Messier around behind the net. Fought off by Haller, and down he goes. Adam Graves turning with it now. Graves to Verbeek, and a save Hextall, and he covers.
That was a tricky little shot as Verbeek tried to go through the hole between the pads, between the legs. Hextall squeezed them nicely.
With Ryder, you can drive off with great rates. So whether it's crosstown or cross-country, don't make a move without calling Ryder first. Call 1-800-GO-RYDER.
No trendy health club. No $60 shorts. No bull. Speed Sticks no-nonsense formula gives you 110% protection. Like you, it never quits.
There's a rumor. One of the big houses just entered the bidding against us for Marcus Belfry's next book.
Alan's with him now. Let's email her.
Done.
No, let's fax her.
Done.
You better page her.
Done. How about carrier pigeon?
Message MCI. Email, fax, or page anywhere with the click of a mouse. To install the 21st century in your office today, call 1-800-888-8100.
Hyperkeratosis? Symptom: persistent, itchy, flaky scalp. Solution: Neutrogena T-Gel. It works. Neutrogena T-Gel Shampoo.
On these types of plays, it's very hard for the goaltender to move across and get the legs closed. Here, Hextall will do it quickly. You can see where Verbeek tried to put the puck through the legs.
May have noticed in an earlier shot before that commercial break that Dmitry Urskevich was having to get a skate repair. Offside is called against Philadelphia. Let's go from Philadelphia to Hollywood. James Brown with this Stanley Cup update. James?
Well, Detroit continuing to roll and doing what it does best, using all of the ice. Take a look at this nice puck movement. Ray Shepherd to the left of the goal, taps it home. Red Wings leading it 4-0 over the Sharks. Let's take you back to Mike Emmerich and John Davidson.
That, Mike, is very similar to how Verbeek scored. Right-handed shot, waiting, facing the passer, and shooting the puck quickly. A very similar power play goal for Verbeek in this game against the Flyers.
Ray Shepherd, a former New York Ranger who came to the Rangers for a tremendous price. What was it, $1?
$1 Buffalo sold Ray Shepherd for. The Rangers let him go for nothing, and he's blossomed in Detroit. A real pure scorer.
Desjardins moves in. Save made by Richter. Turned aside by Matteau, and he controls back out.
That was the first shot of the period for the Flyers, and Richter got the job done. Offside Rangers took nearly 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 40 seconds of play before the Flyers registered the shot. It was a good play by Desjardins. He was very calm with the puck. He didn't panic. He didn't shoot it now. He saw the open space. The Rangers do a good job taking people in front. Richter ends up one-on-one with Desjardins and makes the save.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Hockey League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this telecast, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the telecast without the express written consent of the NHL, is prohibited. Bukaboon goes back. Jeff Bukaboon, big defenseman for the Rangers, 6'5", 225 pounds, sent that one all the way back down, and Ron Hextall comes out to take it, but it'll be an icing.
Rangers changed their defense pairing on the fly just prior to the whistle sounding for the icing. They want Bukaboom and Leach to be saved for the big Eric Lindros line as much as possible here, knowing that Colin Campbell, the head coach, has a 1-goal lead. He wanted to minimize the damage that the Lindros line would do, and the Lindros line has only 1 goal at even strength in the game. That was the Leclerc goal.
Face-offs in this game. Philadelphia has dominated from the start, 33-21 on face-offs, and you see how much the big boys have been held down, with the exception of Leclerc with the 2 goals. Lindros no points today. 1 assist for Renberg. He had a second that was taken away.
You mentioned the face-offs, one-sided in favor of Philadelphia. The Rangers won the big face-offs, though, on their power play when they had to, which led to the scoring. Now the face-offs mean something with a 1-goal lead here, and we're nearing the midpoint of this third period.
Oh, a shot that time by Bodine went wide. Another shot is shanked down right in front by Larmer. Played back on now for Pat Verbeek. Svoboda pitched it along. Rangers in the midst of a change. Oh, and a thundering hit on Bukaboom. Bodine stirring it up out there for the Flyers. It is banked off by Dykhouse. Played back in by McTavish. And so it's Karpatsev to take it on the tap from Richter.
The Flyers change quickly here to get the big line now out against the Messier line. And actually, no, now Messier's line goes off. So Terry Murray, trying to get the big line revved up, is getting them away from Messier. And opposite now the Nedved line.
John LeClaire bringing it on. He's got 2 goals, going for 3. LeClaire in front, tipped away by Richter, and goes over the line, but the whistle had blown.
No goal. I don't know if the Rangers get a break here or not. Somehow the puck got over Richter and across the line. But you could hear the whistle sound as Don Kaharski, the referee, blew the whistle prior to the puck crossing the line. Now let's listen for the whistle and watch the puck and the goal line.
Oh, it was close.
They will have to make an announcement here as to why the goal was disallowed. Don Kaharski now skates to the timekeeper's box to give his message. He has indicated face-off to the near side of Mike Richter. I think the Rangers get a big break here.
No goal. The whistle had blown was the announcement.
Yeah, the whistle had blown. I think Don Kaharski lost sight of the puck thinking Richter had it. I think it was a quick whistle, and it's break time for the Rangers. Big break. Terry Murray, who watched it on the board here in the Spectrum. Let's listen for the whistle again. Maybe it was that close. The reaction time of the referee taking the whistle, putting it to his mouth and blowing it is what took the time. That was very, very close. Looked like the puck being over the line. It was just rolling over the line as you hear the noise, perhaps even over the line. There's no doubt the puck was never frozen. Don Kaharski made the call, and the Rangers get the break.
His decision was made before
the puck went over the line. Right. That's exactly right.
Well, Lindros and Messier.
Got the fans fired up now for another. Okay, they've been like a roller coaster ride here in the building this afternoon. They've been up and then they've been quiet. They've been up and they've been quiet. Now they're trying to get their team going again. And a big line, Lindros out there. LeClaire has had great legs, and you can see it on that last play.
Lindros and Messier for the face-off test. Right over near Jeff Bukaboom, lays it around for Leach. Help came from Graves. Darius. Follow up from Adam Graves, and the Flyers will go back.
I think Renberg has been the quietest of the 3 on the big line. He did not score in the Buffalo series, and he's been quiet here. LeClaire's been going, and Lindros has been going.
This is LeClaire. Leach will go back. Unmolested. Lindros hung up with Graves. Off of LeClaire. Lindros still deep in the zone, so it would have been an offside. Leach on back now. This is under the delayed offside. Graves flips, and again the Flyers will go back. The Rangers with the lead. The clock getting down to the smaller numbers. 10:15 to go in the third.
Now the Messier line has changed. Lindros stays out there for an extended shift. Let's see if he can get something going against a different line.
Lindros could not get by. Then the puck kicked right free, and Lowe had to send it back out.
Lindros, both his line mates have changed. He stayed on the ice for an extended shift.
Kevin Dineen moves in. Tries to get by, and it's off his skate to the corner. Dineen in with Zubov. Meanwhile, it's played on the wall. Rob DeMaio battling there with Nemchinov. DeMaio gets back up again. Eric Lindros there standing up with Zubov. Zubov emerging, just punched it with a shuffleboard move along for Kovalov, and it's scaled back out.
So with the extended shift by Lindros, who's still out there, Brindamore misses a shift. Now he replaces Lindros, and the Flyer line is intact now.
This is some pretty active coaching at both benches, isn't it?
Well, I think so. Knowing that there's fewer whistles now, more flow than we've seen for most of the game, that's when the coaches have to be sharp on their bench.
Drilled back in again to the Zubov side of the ice. Right back up to Brian Noonan it came. Flyers take it away. Rod Brindamore with it. Brindamore chopped at by Zubov. Noonan shoves a man down. That was DeMaio. Noonan freed the puck up, but it came to Brindamore again. Rod Brindamore over for Ulan, who's canceled out. Strong play by Kevin Lowe that time. DeMaio and then Ulan. Around behind. Played by Brindamore. Brindamore trying to one-hand it over. Taken down on the play. Fans are steamed. Back up ahead with it. Now comes Kovalov.
The Flyers pressuring, but no shots. They've had one shot this period, and that was by a defenseman, Desjardins. Not a forward to register a shot yet, but they are now putting more pressure on the Rangers than they have throughout the game.
11.5 minutes and over that have been played. The Rangers still with that 1-goal lead. Matteau trying to cruise in. Here's Matteau with a shot, and that deflected to the corner. Chopped at by McTavish. It bounced off Podine, but he recovers. On across to Patrick Hewlin. Sized up by Jay Wells. And the play broken down for an offside call. 8:10 left in the third. Still the Rangers by 1.
My, what big ears you have.
All the better to hear you with, my dear.
And what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Real red, real smooth. Red Wolf.
My, what big teeth you have. What are they for? Oh, my.
Follow your instincts.
Dodge started out to change the rules for trucks. The rules of power, safety, payload, comfort, and convenience. And along the way, another rule changed all by itself. New rule: Dodge pickups have higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. The rules have changed. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
Will Kelly marry a munchkin for money?
I can do this with my eyes closed and my hands tied behind my back.
It's sort of like one of your real dates.
Married with Children season finale tonight.
Rangers clinging to a 1-goal lead. The Flyers, Leclerc heads through the middle. Let's listen again for the whistle. Oh yeah, the puck was over the line. There's no doubt the puck was over the line. Rangers get a huge break.
That is not reviewable. And you factor in the reaction time, which is a fraction of a second. Don Koharski made the call himself, and here's a 2-on-1 for the Rangers. Messier is in. Save made by Hextall. Messier around behind. Checked by Desjardins. Pat Verbeek couldn't come up with it. Desjardins gets back up again. Plays it over to Brindamore. That ricocheted back in off of Bukaboom. Messier couldn't take that one, and Haller has it.
Just prior to the 2-on-1, Renberg was injured. He's on the bench hurt now.
Pivoting is Brindamore. Rod Brindamore fed it in front, and unable to stoke it home was Leclerc. Poked aside by Richter. Big drive by Brindamore, and that one went wide. Carl Dykhouse with it as the Flyers apply the pressure. They still trail in the game 3-2. Fed along by Svoboda. Around behind. Henry pass, score! Leclerc with a hat trick.
Oh, what a play. What a play, and Leclerc gets his third to tie it up with 7:10 to go. The Rangers had a 2-on-1. They could have given themselves a 2-goal lead, but instead Hextall made the save. Renberg was hurt on the play. Brindamore stepped on, and he's on the ice for the goal. But there's the pass. From behind his back was Lindros, and you'll see because of that gorgeous pass, Richter went to his right. Richter thinks Lindros is coming over on the other side. Wrong. Leclerc banked the puck off the skate blade of Mike Richter, and we have had a shower of hats on the ice as Leclerc has the hat trick. Oh, baby, what a turn of events.
Leclerc from Lindros and Svoboda. Game tied at 3.
Why would anybody shoot like this?
When you can shoot like this.
Don't buy a camcorder until you see the Sharp View Cam.
This is great.
You don't have to take your glasses off to shoot. I'm able to see a full screen.
I think I'll have a lot more fun with this one.
And you can play this back instantly? Wow, this is cool. I can shoot and still see what's going on.
You just can't do anything like this with any other camcorder.
I want one.
Like we said, don't buy a camcorder until you try the Sharp View Cam.
I don't know where this has been all my life.
Athlete's foot. It's a predator made up of many types of fungus that eat your feet alive. You can't just cure some of them. You need a weapon to kill all of them. Lotramin AF, full prescription strength medicine, the brand doctors recommend most. Lotramin AF is so powerful, it doesn't just kill some causes, it kills them all. Also available in spray and powder. Lotramin AF, the killer cure.
this summer.
Hang on!
If you're looking for action,
Trust me, guys.
Duck, welcome to the party.
Congratulations, you're still alive.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Very cool stuff.
Bruce Willis, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Rated R, now playing at theaters everywhere.
Just read the lips of John LeClair. What a pass as he looked at Eric Lindros, who gets the primary assist to tie this game up at 3. What a series of events. Renberg was injured. He's still on the bench. He looks to be okay now. The Rangers had a 2-on-1, and they could have perhaps put the game away. Hextall made the save. The Flyers came back up ice with Renberg getting to the bench, injured. And the Flyers continue to work the boards, and the great pass from the leader, the captain, Eric Lindros, right back out in front to LeClair to tie the game up with 7:10 to go in the third period.
In case you're curious, the hats are cleaned and they are put on sale at the stand between here and Vet Stadium. They do that hurriedly. Well, LeClair with 3, Verbeek, Nedved, and Leach with 1 each. And as you look back over 8 prior series, 4 won by both teams. This is what a lot of people paid the price of admission to see. The outcome in doubt was 7:03 to go in the third period, and they'll pay the same price of admission to rock Madison Square Garden for games 3 and 4 too.
May I say this, the Quebec Nordique had some problems too when breaks did not go their way, but they did not deal very well with adversity. Here, Philadelphia has a goal disallowed that appeared as though it should have counted, yet they come right back and score after that. They're dealing with adversity. To win, you have to do that.
Toski stood up and locked up by Kevin Lowe. Chopped along by Matteau and taken by Nedved. Fedek shakes by 1, can't get there. Fans wanted a penalty on the hook. Zubov dumped it around the other way. Larmer trying to peel off, dealt it back along past Toski, and it's Fedek. The Rangers go with Matteau. Nice strip of the puck by Matteau. Looks for Nedved. The pass off the mark, tipped by a Flyer. Hung up in skates and now played back by Toski. Help from Fedek. Lowe and Zubov. Flyers in the midst of a change. They have Brindamore back out. Stefan Matteau on with a shot that is offside, and so again play is halted.
Shot total very low, 22 apiece. The score fairly low, 3 apiece. And the players right now working extremely hard to try and find the key shot, just to get a shot. Turnover is extremely important. And I think both teams trying to find a way to stay out of the penalty box, in particular the Flyers, knowing what the Rangers power play has done in this game. The Flyers have held the Rangers scoreless at even strength, but 3 on the power play.
They play again tomorrow night for the second game, Wednesday and Friday at Madison Square Garden, and if necessary next Sunday back here. Rob DeMaio, former Islander, stood up by Bukaboom. Picked off by Kovalov and sent on to Kyprios. Cannot get by. Kovalov had his stick held by Nemchinov, I beg your pardon, and on now is Deneen. DeMaio thumped by Nemchinov, and all of it called back on an offside.
Seen a lot of ice offsides now in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and I think a lot of it has to do with there just not being any room out there. Players on the defensive side trying to force issues, especially in both blue lines.
It took the Flyers a long time to get that first shot. They have had only 2 in this period, but the second one was the hat-trick goal by John LeClair. Only he and Eric Desjardins are on the active roster of the Flyers that have playoff hat tricks. Desjardins was in the finals against Los Angeles.
All 3 in a 3-2 win in overtime, correct?
Yeah. So he did it when it counted most, right at the very end. Ahead comes Nemchinov with Kovalov. Cannot get it through to him. Taken off by Dykhouse.
Flyers have done a very good job, I think, on the whole for defending Kovalov, who's been one of the stars for the Rangers in the playoffs.
Zubov and Kovalov.
In fact, Kovalov held shotless through 2 periods into this third.
Under 5.5 to go third period. Nemchinov bodied there. Hung up by the checking of Svoboda, enough to get a stoppage of play.
Now you sense both teams really trying to stay away from making the one key turnover, trying to make sure no 2-on-1s, no 3-on-2s. Turnovers in between the blue lines create those situations.
Boy, it did shift to a very careful game quickly right after that third goal.
As soon as the third goal was scored, you can sense that both teams have tried to be careful. Now, since the third goal, we have Lindros and Messier, their first shifts opposite one another since the goal. So something may happen now. And Leclerc, he, as we mentioned earlier, has had the legs going in this game. Renberg back on the ice after it was an arm injury of some sort. I don't know what it was, did not see it, but he's back on the ice.
Flyers with 22 shots in the line out there now. The Legion of Doom has 10 of them. Escaping is Messier. Threw it across the net mouth wide. Leach one-timer and that kicked aside. And it hopped up into the seats. And so again the clock stopped with 5:05 to go in the third period.
Alexei Kovalov was a star for the Rangers in the playoffs last season. He has been for the Rangers going into this series with the Flyers. He got a gift sent to him, and he keeps this in his locker. It's a good luck troll. He keeps it above his locker where he dresses. It was sent to him by a friend, and this friend, his father, is one of the security people at the Coliseum on Long Island, the home of the Islanders, if you can imagine.
Oh, might be a little split of the ranks out there.
No comment. I just know that Kovalov said he took it on the road with them this year during regular season. It didn't work. So he had them pack it away and just save it for playoffs where it worked last season, and he hopes it works this season.
22-year-old Alexei Kovalov off this face-off. Puck hops back to Brian Leach. Leach with a shot. Save Hextall. Rebound picked up. Desjardins flew it by Lindros.
Lindros was breaking. The pass almost completed.
Richter threw it along, and it's Renberg with it. Renberg over for Desjardins. He scores!
Now, Mike, this is a couple of situations today where Hextall has made a save, and the Flyers have moved up ice to make things happen. Lindros is beaten. Look at Graves get to the front. Shot saved, I believe, by Hextall. He was there. That pass doesn't work. There should have been icing, except for you see the hustling play by Lindros, and then Richter giving the puck away, and there's Desjardins with what appeared to be a harmless shot, finding a way through the legs, and with 4:49 to go, this would have been icing. Richter makes two mistakes. One, it would have been icing. He nullified the icing by touching the puck, and then he gave the Flyers the puck, and right through the legs. You see Richter square, but he dropped down, and the stick got out of the way. It's 4-3 Flyers. They lead for the first time.
Desjardins with the goal. Renberg gets an assist. Dykhouse shoots one that is deflected. Podine tried to muscle it through, that failed. And turning with it is Nedved. So now for the first time since 3:08 in the first period, the Rangers have to have one to get back even. Zubov trying to dance through three. Doesn't work. Off of Larmer, Hextall sets it up. Svoboda playing it along now for McTavish and floated back down. It's allowed to go for the icing. Play stopped here at the Spectrum. 2 hours ago, deathly quiet, but not now.
It's as far as Michelin science has ever gone. Our biggest breakthrough since we invented the radial. Technology that brings us to a new level of performance, in good weather and bad. In the rain, in the snow. Technology so advanced, it even saves gas. The new energy tires with Radial XSE technology from Michelin. It's science that goes beyond magic.
Proper etiquette begins at breakfast. We pour the cereal, we select the spoon, chin up, and... very good. Now let's move along to... No, let's try that again.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Some prefer the shovel method.
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
Any questions?
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
This is Philadelphia. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Red Wings dominate San Jose. The score has been broken of a 3-3 tie on this play.
Mike Richter touched the puck, moved it around. Renberg was waiting for it. And you see the smart pass and a quick shot that Mike Richter has slide through his legs. If Richter did not touch the puck, it would have been icing against the Flyers. That was a mental mistake. Flyers, I'm sorry, Mike, have scored 2 goals on 3 shots here in the third period. And now the Rangers have to find a way to put pressure on.
The Bud Ice game summary. Leclerc a hat trick, the first for a Flyer since Peter Zezel against the Rangers April 14th, 1986. The first in any of these 8 series that have been played prior. Desjardins with a go-ahead goal. Big day for John Leclerc. 22 shots for the Rangers, 23 for the Flyers. Only 3 in this period, but 2 have gone in. Zubov missed for Kovalov. Svoboda, and then Kovalov. Kovalov flipped one in front, ricochet to the back. Zubov up with it there, then Kevin Lowe. Wrist one, and that deflected wide of the net. Thrown out by Kovalov, and it popped up in the air. Hextall didn't see it, and it's played back up now by Dineen. Dineen for the Flyers, sent it by the waving stick of Lindros. Lindros goes down with Kevin Lowe. Following up on it is Ross Brindamore. Brindamore stepped into there. Lindros shoved to the boards by Lowe. Rangers feverishly trying to move it out. Diving play by Lowe. Gets it ahead for a play back over to Kovalov. Alexei Kovalov spun around, and it is taken by Nemchinov. Pass went off of Kovalov, who comes to the bench. Noonan tried to pop it back in. It's taken by Zubov once more. Sergei Zubov, his team needs 1 to tie. Zubov's pass comes on across. Mark Messier had it knocked away by Semenov. He sent flying. Around behind through Messier. Messier to Zubov. Popped right back toward the corner. Pat Verbeek dealing with it there, but it's cleared all the way back down. This will be icing as Leach goes back.
The Flyers will put 2 centermen on the ice for the defensive zone draw, in case one of the centermen gets thrown out before the puck is dropped. Terry Murray, his team scored a goal, or what they thought was a goal here in the third period. It was disallowed. Terry Murray did not lose his cool on the bench. He has kept himself very stable. I think his players have fed off of that, and they now have 2:45 to kill here in the third period for a win. The Rangers have that much time to try to at least force an overtime. Messier's unit stays on. Brian Leach is on the ice, and I think he's been the best Ranger this afternoon. Now the Flyers put out Lindros and McTavish, not on the same line, but they're on the ice for the defensive zone draw, and that's something the Flyers have dominated as they have all season long.
2 centermen out in case one gets chased. They still have a capable other one to take the draw with Messier. Messier wins it. It is Jeff Bukaboom. Bukaboom fed one in front. It went off Hextall. Taken by Renberg, trying to get away from Pat Verbeek, shovels it over to McTavish. Greg McTavish drops it back in, comes to the bench obediently on a change. Anatoly Semenov replaces him. This is Mark Messier with some ice ahead. 2:25 to go. Mark Messier trying to get through. Desjardins says no. They tie up on the boards as it's sent through to Leclerc. Leclerc banged it back up the wall. The Rangers retreat again. Brian Leach, who got the first goal of the game. The Rangers lead was at 2-1, and then at 3-2. 3 consecutive goals by the Flyers. 1 late in the second, and 2 here midway in the third. Chris Therian turning with this one. Shouldered by Nedved. Lowe chipped it around behind. Yushkevich takes it there. 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Nedved can't get there. Yushkevich sends it the other way. Kevin Lowe up with it. Flips it back toward the corner. Yushkevich has it. Then along for Therian. Kept alive by Zubov. Thrown back out to Semenov. Leads it ahead for Leclerc. 90 seconds to go. The Rangers will soon be thinking about getting Richter off, leaving the net empty for an extra attacker. Zubov over to Lowe. Richter still in the crease. 1:15 to go. Zubov with a pass on to Graves, then to Nedved for a shot blocked aside by Hextall. Richter still in the goal crease. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go as they battle for it. Leach with a shot blocked down. Kevin Haller up with it for the Flyers. Then over to Podine, and back down it comes.
That'll be icing, and the Rangers now will call a timeout. to get Richter to the bench and set up an offensive play with the Messier unit. Ron Hextall has been very good, in particular early in the third period when the Rangers started the third period on a power play and could have given themselves a 2-goal cushion. Instead, Hextall made 2 or 3 real solid saves. He made what I thought was a save prior to the last goal being scored, the go-ahead goal. So now we have 52.2 to go in this third period, and the Rangers need one at even strength, and that's another thing they've not been able to do. All 3 goals on the power play, 0 at even strength.
Ron Hextall has been asked all week about the Ranger nemesis, the embarrassment last year when he was a member of a different team, the New York Islanders. He has sought to ignore history, and he's creating some news so far. His team ahead 4-3 with 52.2 to go.
You know, Ron Hextall one time played a junior hockey game. Oh, here we go.
The new Dodge player of the game is John LeClaire. Dodge is proud to donate $1,000 in John's name to the Amateur Hockey Association of his choice. I think we know where that might be, up in the northern part of a certain state in New England.
To mention quickly that Hextall story, playing junior hockey one time, had 107 shots against, allowed 20, make that 12 goals. No, he was beaten 22 times. He was the star of the game.
The star of the game?
107 shots, Mike. Their team only had 7 players. He'll be looking to try to make 1 or 2 more here for the Flyers. Messier, who normally wins big face-offs, will go opposite Brind'Amour. He beat McTavish last time, so this time it's Brind'Amour. Brind'Amour thrown out. That's why the Flyers now have 2 centermen out there. In fact, they have 3. They have McTavish and Lindros. 3 centermen out there. These 2 guys, they might be butting heads by the time the puck's dropped. Lindros has a stick down before Messier. He does not have to do that. Rangers with a face-off change, alignment change. Messier wants to draw it back. The bottom hand on the stick is turned over. He wants to draw it back to Leach.
Flyers prevail, but it's not out. Kept by Leach. Wristed one, deflected, it went just wide. Turned around by Haller. Brind'Amour playing it there. Flipped one along that bounces back down. Zubov with 40 to go. Sergei Zubov turns it over to Leach. Leach for the Rangers, who need 1. Dumps it back to the corner. Off of Messier. Follow up Kovalov. Set one in front. All the way to the corner, taken by Leach. Leach around behind. Messier there. Couldn't get it to the front. Kovalov twists his way around the corner to Messier. Tried to jam one in front. Back and score! Pat Verbeek! And the game is tied at 4.
19.1 seconds to go. The Rangers never scored a goal all season long with their goaltender on the bench. Not once. And Terry Murray trying to stay calm, but you can read his mind. He is one hot guy. What a pass from behind the net, and how Verbeek scored on the backhand with the authority that he did, I'll never know. You see Leach keep the puck in. He reads plays better than anybody. Dumped it behind. Verbeek's open in front. And you'll see somehow he scores on the backhand. He's in front. He'll turn and just snap it. He has great strength in his arms, and the puck went up high. Graves draws attention in front. Pass by Messier. The puck was rolling and right over the shoulder. What authority Verbeek had on the shot. The quickness of the puck being shot on the backhand as it was appeared to be almost in midair. Look at it. Oh, coming right at you. The net cam with a good look at it. We're tied at 4. 19.1 to go.
19 minutes, 40 seconds. Pat Verbeek.
To the final dozen of regulation time. Brind'Amour pursued and locked by Nedved. Brind'Amour trying to muscle a pass. DeMaio chased off. Fed over for Svoboda.
Flyers have all their players down. With time running out, the period expires. They had 5 players down near Mike Richter's goal net. I think there's one player in the building who would love to have overtime now. It's Mike Richter. He made a mental mistake. It would have been icing. Instead, he handled the puck, turned it over. The Flyers scored the go-ahead goal. But the Rangers, they too have dealt well with adversity. They come back to score, and we're going to overtime.
Verbeek unassisted with just under 20 seconds to go, and so there'll be overtime. But there'll be the studio and James Brown and Dave Maloney after this.
Before you hang out with the Simpsons, catch the world premiere of the new Power Rangers music video from their upcoming movie tonight, only on Fox.
They're here, Toyota Tacomas, the all-new addition to Toyota's summer collection, and a special low $176 a month lease will make it easy to get into this hot new line of trucks. All new, all powerful, class leaders. You can save up to $800 on Tacoma's extra value option package, and it's the best time to make the big T100 extra cab yours. It's a Toyota Summer Collection 95 sales celebration, and save up to $2,000 on valuable options. Supermodels, super deals at your Toyota dealer now.
It's your turn.
Actually, I believe it's your turn.
No, it's your turn.
I did it last time.
But it wasn't raining last time.
Not my fault.
If you do it, I'll walk the dog.
Need a garage door opener installed? Hechinger Install Plus. Done right, guaranteed. Need new kitchen cabinets installed? Hechinger Install Plus. Done right, guaranteed.
As time passes, we'll all have some rough road ahead. So we built the Mazda Millennia to have a smoother ride than even a Lexus ES300. The Millennia from Mazda. They say money will go farther in a new Millennia. And apparently it's true, because you can lease one for just $399 a month and $0 down. The Millennia from Mazda.
They test car batteries here. They test pickup trucks here. And when they test yard machines, they go here, Dave Spivey's house. MTD tractors, chipper shredders, lawn mowers, and edgers tackle the toughest jobs. Look for MTD yard machines at retailers near you. MTD.
Wow! I like it!
MTD yard machines, American made, American owned.
Along with Dave Maloney and the game you're watching, yes indeed, an overtime affair. Rangers have tied it up. It is now 4-all heading into overtime. And I tell you, Dave, two things to keep in mind. One, that John LeClair goal that was disallowed, mighty big. The Rangers have been swimming upstream all season long.
Well, they've been swimming upstream for sure, but you did make mention of LeClair. He should have 4 today. He's got 3. But that thing was clearly across the line. I think you talk about the whistle. The whistle was a late whistle. I think what happens, as J.D. said during the broadcast, was the fact arm flops down. He thinks to blow the whistle, but by the time he got the whistle blow, the puck was over the line. That was huge at the time, but you've got to give the Rangers credit. Hanging tough, hanging tough. It looked like for the 4th time they're going to lose the opening round. It's not the opening game of a playoff series. They've done it the last 3. We're coming down late. They hang tough. But I'm telling you, this is a real quality. You cannot discount experience at this time of the year. The Rangers are hanging. Good hockey game.
And if folks want to know why you're a little hoarse, that's because you've been into these games, folks, screaming and hollering. But let's take a look at the highlights. We talked about John LeClair. Man, this guy has really come up big.
Well, how big was that trade? He got 3 and Desjardins got 1. So the Montreal Canadiens are going, where was the offense when they were with us? And that's LeClair's on a 5-on-3 situation. Here's the Rangers' goal. It's going to come off the boards, come to the front of the net, and bang on the off-wing Pat Verbeek. The Rangers have never had an off-wing sniper. It worked on the power play. Messier, great feat. This is the goal in question now. Back it goes. Tweet goes the whistle. That puck was over the line, folks. LeClair should have had a hat trick then. What a pass by Lindros. 6'5", 240. He backhands it now. Mike Ridley, you got to stay in the net, man. He never gets back in position, throws it around. That put the Flyers ahead 4-3. But again, you talk about the Rangers hanging top. A real patient play here by Messier behind the net. Takes his time, gets it to the front. Off the backhand for Beek. Top shelf. What a goal. That was a great finish to a wonderful hockey game. Ron Hextall had a terrific game.
And exactly how good a game? 20 saves for Ron Hextall. Yes, indeed. Will the Sharks take a dive? Man, they had a rough one against Detroit today.
Well, they did, and here we go. This is Dino Ciccarelli early in the first period. This is the second period goal by that Ciccarelli. Off 2 feet, bing, ping, on the stick, backhand. In it goes, Dino Ciccarelli. Doug Brown's going to get one here. This is Detroit Red Wing hockey. Create open ice. ice by puck movement, and a sniper. Home she goes, folks. And Detroit celebrating Doug Brown. A real solid acquisition. Mike Vernon, they got him to win the cup. He doesn't want the puck in the net, nor does it look like he wants that camera in the net. Get out of here. It's bad enough the puck's coming that way. But I want to tell you, the Detroit Red Wings, they turned it on in a very tired San Jose Hockey Club.
No question about it. I tell you, Detroit outshot San Jose 33-15 in that contest, and Red Wings win it impressively 6-0. Now, we talked about San Jose being a little fatigued. Again, that's to take nothing away from Detroit, which certainly has not forgotten last year.
Well, that's for sure. But this is a different Detroit Hockey Club. They have Mike Vernon in goal. They got Krushelnyski. They got Ramsey. They've got Bob Rouse. This is a lot different Detroit hockey team. Same uniform, different team. But today's hockey game was vintage Detroit. Open the ice up with good puck movement. Let's find Shepard. Let's find Yzerman. Let's find Fedorov as a result of real good puck movement. That's how Detroit plays. You know, I think Detroit won't get a tough series this time. They're going to need a tough series to test that character. I don't think it's going to happen. These two teams played the last two regular season games. They played against one another, Detroit, San Jose. 26 shots total in 2 games by San Jose. It's a long road for the Sharks against the Red Wings this year.
Well, speaking about the San Jose Sharks and their ineptness against Detroit, 14-12, and today 15 shots, so no question about it. What better way to take advantage of fatigued legs than by playing open ice? Now let's set the stage for this overtime affair. Play clairvoyant here. What do you expect to see?
Well, again, there's always the question, well, who's it going to be? And I think if we knew that again, we wouldn't have to sit here and talk. I think the key to this game, though, the big boys on both teams have been the factor. The big boys, Leclerc, Lindros, Messier, Verbeek, you know, the guys that you assume should play. I think from the Rangers' standpoint is where's Kovalev? You know, where's Nemchinov? Where are the guys that got us through the Quebec series? I think the onus is still on the big guys at Philly, and we look for one of those second guys from the Rangers to come through.
All right, we're all tied at 4 as we get set for overtime in Philadelphia. John Leclerc's goal disallowed. Boy, how big is that? We get set for overtime as Fox NHL Sunday continues after this.
It's club time.
They say that man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive money back based on your annual level of purchases. The more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
What can we legally say about the incredible power and handling of the Eagle Vision? We're going to find out because today we're with the law firm of Goober, Bowler, and Pez. Pez. What do you think?
No comment at this time.
What about you guys, lawyers?
At the end of it tonight.
Enjoy the ride?
Off the record? Yes.
And what do you think of Vision's lease price?
I say lease rates do not include title, taxes, license, and insurance.
And dealer prices, maybe? Just see your Eagle dealer.
I don't think we should say anything else for the meeting.
That's it. We've said enough.
Dad, Katie has more than me.
No, she doesn't. I eat you corn pops.
She does too. I do not do too.
Okay. There, satisfied? Wait, my mistake. Now, she has more than you.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Still a little off.
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
There, now you're even.
She's got more milk.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
Don't you just love hockey? What's not to love? You get the wicked slap shots, the bone-jarring hits, the phenomenal saves. And don't forget the ice. Bud Ice and 96-calorie Bud Ice Light, the official beer sponsors of the NHL. So grab a bottle of Bud Ice, or if you prefer, try it from a cup.
For many kids, growing up can be tough. That's why Nike and the NHL are taking hockey to the streets. In NHL cities all over North America, Nike NHL Street offers thousands of kids the chance to learn how to play the game, how to work together, and how to have fun, all in a safe environment. To get more information on Nike NHL Street, call 1-800-929-PLAY.
Between regulation period 3 and overtime period number 1, the Rangers and Philadelphia Flyers are tied at 4. What's coming up tonight on Fox? Well, at 7 o'clock Eastern, Rudy Kobe. At 8 o'clock, The Simpsons. That doesn't include Craig, does it? 8:30, The Critic, and 9 o'clock, Married with Children. Overtime action coming up from the Spectrum in Philadelphia when we come back after this.
Francis Ford Coppola and Bruce Wagner present a motion picture event.
You know what it's like to live forever.
White Dwarf world premiere Tuesday.
Great beer taste, only 70 calories, and only from Anheuser-Busch. The non-alcohol brew for any occasion.
Had they only sampled its precise handling, they might have named it Import Car of the Day. Had they just heard its quiet cabin, they might have named it Import Car of the Week. And had they merely felt its powerful engine, they might have named it Import Car of the Month. But they experienced all of the Nissan Maxima and named it Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year. Lease a new Nissan Maxima GXE, $299 a month for 36 months with only $1,500 down.
How long ago was it when they played hockey with no helmets or masks, and basketball with no shot clock, and no team would be caught dead in a color like teal? And how long ago was it all we really needed was one simple loan to take care of everything you really needed? But times have changed, and so have we. Now Core States offers loans to help with everything from a new car to an extended credit line that will help your small business grow bigger. Because some things never change.
5 years in development, 9 onboard computers, 12 patents. Introducing the elegant and powerful TL series, the new touring luxury sedan from Acura. Engineered to run over the entire car industry and still provide a smooth ride.
Lease the all-new Acura 2.5 TL for $369 a month at your Greater Philadelphia Acura dealer.
You're watching WTXF Fox in Philadelphia.
Full period number 4, which could be shortened to sudden death, is coming up. The two teams are tied at 4-4, and you talk about an eventful third period of action. We certainly had it.
Well, both teams, I think, dealt very well with adversity in the third period. Philadelphia had a goal disallowed that appeared as though it should have been a goal, yet it didn't seem to bother their makeup. They came back and scored after that instead of sitting back and feeling deflated about themselves. The Rangers then lost the lead for the first time in the game, and they showed how to deal with adversity as champions should by scoring with the goaltender on the bench to tie it up.
Okay, let's go to the first one, which will also include sound. Did the whistle beat the puck over the line? It was close, but it did not.
And that's now gone. It's over with. Now Mike Richter here, all he has to do is let the puck go, and his defenseman Brian Leetch would get to it. It would be icing. Instead, he decided to play it. Renberg, a smart play, was waiting for the puck, gives it to Desjardins, and he scores through the legs of Richter, and the Rangers were in trouble.
And then with the last seconds going off and 6 attackers, the Rangers tied it.
Out in front of the net, Verbeek standing all alone. He'll take the pass from Messier, go to his backhand, and just shovel the puck quickly. And how he got the velocity and the accuracy on the shot, I'll never know. There he goes to the backhand, and he just shovels the puck. The puck rolls off the blade of the stick with velocity right up underneath the crossbar. It was a great play by Pat Verbeek.
And initially they had said no assists on the play, and John Davidson immediately said can't be right. Well, it wasn't. Messier and Kovalov got the assist at 19:40 as the two embattled teams come back out for overtime.
Yeah, I remember the remark made by the illustrious leader of the Boston Bruins, Harry Sinden. As soon as Verbeek became a Ranger from the Hartford Whalers, he said, well, he's perfect for the Rangers. He's overpaid. Well, Pat Verbeek has helped win a round for the Rangers, and he's helped send this game to overtime with a great play.
You cannot underestimate grit. And it's so often said, you can earn a living standing in front of the net, but not many people want to do it. Pat Verbeek is a guy who has taken the punishment over his career and done it. And he has forced overtime with that late goal. One of the heroes of the game, already proclaimed so, John LeClair with the 3-goal hat trick. But Pat Verbeek the other. Two guys from different parts of the world. LeClair from northern Vermont and Pat Verbeek from western Ontario, where he still has a farm back there, but he usually doesn't get back early in the playoffs. At least he isn't this year, so his father has to work it for him.
For overtime, the Flyers have a overtime game-winning goal by Dykhouse. Kind of a funny goal that he scored against Buffalo's Dominic Hasek. And Steve Larmer scored a goal for the Rangers in a game over Quebec in the first round. As we get ready to start the first overtime game of this series, this has developed into a very good game. It was herky-jerky at times throughout the first portion of it. The power play for the Rangers was a story. The penalty kill for the Rangers was a story. Lindros with a great pass to LeClair for a goal was a story. And now overtime's a story.
Richter in his career in Stanley Cup playoff action is 4-4 in overtime. Ron Hextall is 4-3. Matteau has a couple and Larmer one in their history of the Rangers. Dineen and LeClair 2 overtime goals in their past history. Dykhouse, Dion, who is not in the lineup today, McTavish and Desjardins have 1 each. Mark Messier and Eric Lindros to start out the extra period. Of course, LeClair and Renberg flanking him. Pat Verbeek as well as Adam Graves for the New York Rangers. Bukaboom working with Brian Leach on defense. And it is Holler starting out with Desjardins for the Philadelphia Flyers. Little disagreement.
We haven't had many scrums after whistles in this game. But on this play, it's Verbeek and Lindros. Verbeek had to play the puck along the boards, and he knew he's probably going to get hit. Yet he's a fearless player, and he'll take hits, many from bigger players like Eric Lindros. And then once the puck was put into the stands, a few words. See, Verbeek, I mean, he's fearless. He'll stand up for himself at all times. There's the elbow into the face of Lindros. I think that may be what got his engines fired up a little bit. Size means absolutely nothing to Pat Verbeek.
This is a guy who has recovered from a severed thumb, going up against a guy who is wearing a face shield because he came very close to losing an eye. Now he's got to tend to some loose laces.
The referee had been over talking to the Rangers bench. And I think he was telling both coaches and teams no scrums after whistles. If there is, misconducts 10-minuters could be handed out. You don't want to take a penalty after the whistle.
It is LeClair. Lindros trying to turn by Leach. Good closure by Leach, but the pass came over for Renberg. Then on back to Holler. Holler spun one that bounced behind. Up with it is Lindros. Lindros tried to center in the way it was Leach. Lindros again, and a shot went off a leg wide. Mark Messier turning back deep for it for the Rangers. Up on the boards, though, Desjardins, a shot turned aside by Richter.
This big line is not only big, but they're fast.
Lindros in front, poked away by Richter.
Mike, I think he lost control of the puck.
Holler a shot, and that went wide. Lindros up with it. Eric Lindros looks to the front, and a shot hit the outside of the net. LeClair tried to get it to the front, in the way as Pat Verbeek, and Verbeek starts it ahead. Cleared back down the ice by Gray.
Now the Rangers must feel like Harry Houdini after that shift. What an outstanding shift by the big line, along with Desjardins and Holler on the blue line for Philadelphia. Lindros will find himself with the puck, and watch him lose it as he makes the move. There. He actually lost control of the puck as he tried to get it back to the forehand side from his left to his right. He's going to try to go to his left, and back to the right, but he lost control, and Richter wasted no time in getting the puck away from the goal. How on earth was Lindros this wide open? Because the Flyers' big line operate with speed. They kept the puck in on 3 different turnovers, and Lindros was that close to ending this in short order.
The Flyers could not have handpicked a situation better, or the guy to have it on his stick. But this is Nedved and McTavish. Won by McTavish. Therian shoots. Pad stop Richter. Rebound swept away by Lowe. Played along the wall, battling Fedek and Mateau. Fedek gets back up to play it again. Fedek trying to get to the front, taken away by Mateau. Little pass ahead now for Larmer, picks up Nedved. Larmer with a blast, eaten up by Hextall. Hextall covers now and gets the stoppage of play. 1:29 into the sudden death overtime period.
The Flyers have given up a power play goal in this game in the first period to the Rangers off a face-off in their own zone. But they have been so one-sided in the face-offs they've won in the game. I don't think Hextall minds at all. Nailing the puck and hanging on to it for the draw to happen in their own zone. Once again, Terry Murray, defensive, puts two centermen on the ice for the face-off in case McTavish is knocked out. He has Brind'Amour out there as an insurance policy.
Defensive in this situation, but not conservative in this overtime at all.
Well, the Flyers going for the kill on home ice immediately, and Mike Richter's been good.
Yushkevich. Lifted out by Dykhouse. Lowe took care of his man. And it's fed across now for Nedved. Unable to get by was Steve Larmer. McTavish drops it back in. Richter waved and missed. Zubov carried off. Help, though, came from Lowe. Lowe, a little shunt pass over to Zubov. Trying to get through a pair, cannot. McTavish yanked it back to Lowe. Kevin Lowe for the Rangers. On to Larmer and very calmly back in, and they spill over the boards. Kyprios and Kovalov, as well as Nemchinov up front for the Rangers. Robbed away by Kovalov.
Rangers have a fresh line on the ice. The Flyers are not.
Here's Nemchinov looking for Leach. Can't get it there. And then the net dislodged.
Therrien just took Leach and drove him right into the crossbar, and that's why the net was dislodged. And referees generally don't call much in overtime, so Therrien just took care of his man. You'll see the turnover. The Rangers made a good change. They've got fresh bodies out there. The Flyers haven't. So they're a little bit exhausted at the end of a shift. And watch Leach, number 2 on the left side, drive to the net. And watch how Therrien takes him out. Ooh, baby. He took him right out of the play. Here's Nemchinov. He saw Leach at the last second, tried to move the puck, and then missed on it. There. It didn't happen. Leach was driving to the net. He made the percentage play, but it didn't work out. Hextall has to concentrate on the puck, not traffic, and that's called taking your man out.
Is it ever? Chris Therrien, big defenseman out of Providence College. As Ron Hextall peers out through that goaltender mask at a face-off involving Nemchinov for the Rangers and Brind'Amour that the Flyers win. Svoboda to Dykhouse.
Rangers trying to change their defenseman on the fly. Got Leach off. Lowe's on. Now they want Bukaboom off. And now Zubov's on because they want those two defensemen for the next shift that Lindros gets.
DeMaio to Dineen. Dykhouse shoots. Save Richter. Rebound to the slot. Off of Brind'Amour, but he recovers. Rod Brind'Amour fed one in front. Glove down by DeMaio. Back to Svoboda. Fires. That one deflected. Dineen's pass cut off by Kyprios, and he hurried it back out. Kovalov striding along with Peter Svoboda. Svoboda got a little room with that move. 3 minutes have been played as of now in the first sudden death overtime period. Yeah, they can go all night, and it has happened. It is Leach, pursued by Dineen. Brian Leach, scorer of the first goal, moves in. Here's Leach by another. Trying to get to the front, was held back. Dumped back off. They hope for Dineen. Dineen recovers and plays it across for Rob DeMaio. Zubov took it away. Messier moving on with Pat Verbeek. Gives it to him. Verbeek had a pass over for Graves. Adam Graves spun around by Holler. Puck in a tangle behind the net. Verbeek trying to poke it free, can't do it. Fed back up the boards. Low closing there. Shaken away from him by Renberg, but not out of keep by Verbeek. But now a play to be made by Holler. Off of Renberg. Scooped ahead for Verbeek by Graves. Holler couldn't get further. Bukaboom angles it back off, and it's Holler again. Rangers make another change. They have Mateau out. Puck sent back down the ice. There'll be an icing. And play stop. Check out our Bud Ice game summary. Leclerc with a hat trick. Verbeek tied the game with just over 19 seconds to go. On the power play, the Rangers 3 for 5. The Flyers 1 for 7. And it's been outstanding.
We've seen the two big lines opposite one another twice here in overtime. The first shift, Lindros and company owned it. This last shift, more of a stalemate. Yet it appears as though Terry Murray is going to leave his big line on the ice to go opposite Nedved now. as the Rangers change quicker and quickly. Now both defensemen for the Rangers look over to their bench. Want to know about changing on the fly. Again, they don't want Lowe and Zubov against Lindros. They want Leach and Bukaboom. And the Rangers' best player has been Brian Leach this afternoon.
Rangers win it, and a shot is snuffed out by skates right to the point of impact. It is Nedved trying to play it, but Leclerc, that one chipped over to Lindros. Zubov has to play in neutral ice. John has been speaking about the changes. They're a little more difficult now in overtime because the benches are so far away. Here's Larmer around to Nedved. Nedved tried to put one in front. Help came from Therian as Hextall had gone out of his goal crease.
And Matteau was standing in front all by himself. All he needed was the puck. But Therian made a nice defensive play.
Therian sends it ahead. Moving on is John Leclerc. Watched by Bukaboom. Leclerc with a pass in front, and Renberg couldn't get a shot away. It's forced behind the net by Leach and fed back off.
Boy, the big line again. When they get the speed going, or they get forechecking, highly dangerous. Now they change.
Pettig popped it out of play. A big ooh went up from the crowd when Leach fed that one behind his net because he didn't miss the post by much.
Just missed his own net. You're right. You're absolutely right. Matteau and Lindros on each other. The key is when the Flyers have the puck, pick up Lindros. Try and get somebody near him, and he'll battle to get loose. And now he sees, and Matteau tries to stay with him. Ooh, and the big boy just misses one check. Matteau's job was to stay with Lindros. Imagine that if it happens 7 games, if we have that type of series.
The Rangers had the tougher series coming in, the tougher physical series. It went longer by 1 game, but by a lot more hits. Not to say the Buffalo series was soft. The Flyers handled them so well that not a whole lot of the heavy stuff was necessary. Played along by Pettig.
The Flyers were much bigger than Buffalo size-wise, much bigger, and that's one reason why it was such a short series.
Fed along now for Semenoff, then he missed for Patrick Uhlin. A couple of guys have not been used that much out there right now, in particular Uhlin. Puck turned along off of Kovalov, duels with Semenoff. Anatoly Semenoff on back, Dykhouse waits, fires, save through Richter, and it's picked up and thrown back off by Bukaboom. Taken by Kovalov. Kovalov with a little pass on to Brian Noonan. Noonan trying to shake by, fires, save made by Hextall. And now it's the Flyers on the offensive. Svoboda's pass ricocheted back. Semenoff up with that one. Put it off the high stick of Svoboda. Zubov put it through Noonan. Messier striding back. Therian back for it. Icing call. 13:55 in the sudden death overtime.
We mentioned earlier, Dykhouse does have an overtime goal in the playoffs for the Flyers. This time he had a lot of time. In hockey, you shouldn't have this much time and space. But Dykhouse did, took a rocket of a shot, and Richter tried to squeeze the legs. Ooh, I don't think he even saw the puck till it hit him. And it hit him on the inside of the right foot. Look at the time. You should not get that much time in hockey. Richter's head is still up. He hasn't seen the puck. Once it hit him, he then looked down, and the puck slithered just wide.
Pat Verbeek able to shake ahead, gives a pass on to Adam Graves. Graves trying to cross. Chased off by Yushkevich. Oh, he nearly had him beaten. Lindros played it long. Kept alive by Bukaboom. Puck rides the rail around behind. Yushkevich checked on the play by Graves. Therian tries it the other way, and it skipped up to Leclerc, who leads for Lindros in a 3-on-2.
Here they come with speed.
Renberg got it across. Tipped aside, Lindros to regather. Messier on him. Around now for Renberg. Michael Renberg in traffic. Help came for Messier from Brian Leach, and that broken down. Yushkevich winds it around again, crunching the boards as Richter. 13:15 to go in the sudden death overtime period. It is Antosky with a shot knocked away. Oh, and it came right back to Lindros, and Antosky drilled it wide. Around behind Leclerc, a stop attempt. Tangled up, it squirted underneath and hit the right post after the whistle had been blown by Don Koharski. How close can it be? All around, but not in.
Big Sean Antosky had another glorious scoring chance and missed the net on the play. You turn the puck over like this, it's a problem. Eric Lindros created the turnover. There's another one. Both times Bukaboom had problems with the puck. That is the shot that Antosky put wide, amazingly wide, by about a foot. Leach tried to recover. There's the shot off the heel of the stick of Antosky. Now the puck will go in front, and the puck will be loose. Slides under Richter and hits the post. but the whistle had already sounded. It had already sounded before it hit the post. Koharski thought it was under the legs of Richter. It was for a moment. Oh, baby.
They're just now seeing that replay here at the Spectrum.
You sound like a lot of expectant fathers in the audience. Yeah. But, oh, man. What a play that was. The big line, and that was Lindros late in a shift. His conditioning level very high. Late in a shift, being responsible for a couple of the Ranger turnovers.
McTavish wins it back. Desjardins moving in. Desjardins a shot. He scores! It is over in Philadelphia. The final 5-4. Desjardins and the Flyers.
Dodge changed the rules of truck power, the rules of safety, comfort, convenience. And while we were changing those rules, another one changed all by itself. New rule: Dodge pickups now have higher resale than Ford, Chevy, or GMC. Want proof? Check the rule book. The rules have changed. At America's Truck Stop, the new Dodge.
They say man cannot live on bread alone. Fortunately, at Discover Card, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer the Cashback Bonus Award. Each year, you'll receive real money back based on your annual purchases. So the more you use your card, the more you'll get back. And with over $500 million given out already, you're sure to get your fill. It pays to Discover, the card that pays you back. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
I'm 54 years old, and I still eat Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
Brave adults challenge the notion that Frosted Flakes cereal is just for kids.
I eat them, and I love them. There. What's so hard about that? This is only going to be seen late at night, right? Oops.
Dolores. Has anybody seen Dolores? Oh, never mind.
The sweet crunch of Kellogg's Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
I love him. Don't you just love him?
Can I interest you in a change of pace? Change?
Change the lens on your Rebel. Change, play on a whole new level. Rebel!
I like change.
EOS lenses and the Rebel X from Canon.
One of the ways Ryder makes your move easier is with a computerized reservation system that makes short work of paperwork. Because the sooner you get your move started, the sooner you're finished. Ryder, we're there when you need us.
The 54,000 men and women who built this airline now own this airline. Come fly our friendly skies.
Every day, everywhere, lawn lovers wake with the sun and do what they love. Crank up their snapper and head out to mow their lawn. And they mow, and they mow, and they mow. Snapper, creating the most beautiful places on earth.
I had the most moving experience the other day. It involved me, my family, and a brand new Ford Windstar. When we went to our Ford dealer, we were instantly sold on Windstar. And not only did we get $1,000 cash back, we could choose from any minivan on the lot. No other minivan has more passenger room, and there's plenty of cargo room for those family vacations. It's ideal for the family on the move.
$1,000 cash back on Windstar is for a limited time, so you better move it to your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Philadelphia has won in overtime. Let's watch it again.
Well, McTavish will win the faceoff, but watch what these two players do as they buy time for Desjardins to move in. This is a great faceoff win. McTavish wins it. Now, if we stop it there, you see, that buys all that time. Now, as that's happening, McTavish, who won the draw, is getting to the net. And he'll provide the screen for this shot by Desjardins. And it's not a hard shot, but it's certainly accurate. And Mike Richter did not see it. Mike Richter had traffic in front, as Nedved and McTavish got there. Look at the pick play as you see in front. Both Ranger players can't get out. Both defensemen were up high. McTavish provided the screen. Desjardins gets another overtime goal for his career, and this is one big one as his team fought back. Watch Richter. You can see the puck so far. Now he can't. He's blocked right out. Right over his arm. The puck went. Desjardins with the accurate shot. Dejection, pardon me, with Mike Richter.
The final score in the game. Eric Desjardins with 2 goals and 2 assists. Scoring in overtime from McTavish, the man who screened Richter, at 7 minutes and 3 seconds. The best of 7 belongs to Hextall's team, 1-0. Winning in overtime, 5-4.
You've been watching Fox Sports, seen by most as being very, very cool.
You know us. We're Core States Bank. But you may not know about our new Core States check card. See? Looks like a credit card. But it's not, because it works like a check, only easier. The amount you spend wherever you see a Visa sign is automatically deducted from your checking account. So there's no bill at the end of the month. Ever. Is that easy or what? Sign up for your Core States check card today. Oh, I forgot. The card that works like a check, only easier.
Good morning. This is your wake-up call.
Okay, let's do this. Hook me up.
On May 26th, meet the ultimate hard drive.
Hit me.
He's got 80 gigabytes of data in his brain.
The information you carry could save the world.
We locked on him. And a price on his head. Keanu Reeves is Johnny Mnemonic, rated R. At theaters Friday.
You're watching WTXF, Fox in Philadelphia.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Carl Churkin. I sound horrible, but how do you think the Rangers feel, huh? Welcome to the Flyers post-game report here on Fox Philadelphia. Game 1 of the Flyers-Rangers best of 7 Eastern Conference semifinal. Long on hard hits and pretty high scoring, too. We've got the ultimate star of the game for you right out of the chute here. Let's go down to the spectrum where Don Tollison is standing by with Eric Desjardins. Gentlemen?
Carl, it's unbelievable. Eric, you had so many chances right from the get-go in the overtime, and you guys were frustrated, and then you had a wonderful chance. Just, you always say, screen the goaltender.
Yeah, I think everybody did a good job on that face-off in offensive zone. I think McTavish won a big one there, and everybody blocked and gave me a chance to go around the guys, and even see McTavish went to the net and did the big interference on the goalie. I think it was always fun to win in overtime.
When you get in a situation where a team ties you up with just a couple of seconds left in regulation, you got to be down going back into the locker room. What did Terry Murray say to you guys before the overtime?
Well, it's always tough at the end of the period like this. They put an extra guy, and looks like we don't really know where to go and how to play it, and it's always tough. But I think Terry came in a room after the third period, and he just said, "Oh, we were right there," and it's just that for sure it disappointed. But I think we came back hard, and that's what you have to do when you go in overtime. You just give everything you have, and it's going to go in your way.
No matter how deflated you were, when you guys come out for the overtime, I mean, it was obvious you guys were going to take it right to them. Like I said, almost scored in the first minute. You guys were determined not to give this one away in overtime.
Well, it was very important to win this one because it's here in Philly, and we want to make sure we don't lose the advantage of the ice, even if they say it's not really important in those playoffs so far. But I think if you can keep it, for sure you try to do your best. But it's a big game, it's a big win for us, and we start from there.
Last couple of questions. Going back earlier in the game when you guys fell behind, Ron Hextall comes up extremely big and keeps you in the game early on.
Yeah, he's been playing really well actually since the beginning of the playoff, and even during the season he played really well. And I think when you know he's going to make the big saves, makes you go a little bit harder in front of him, and you just have to give everything you have. And for sure he came out big in the second period, and we just so we were happy about that period. We were trailing by 1 goal, 3-2, going in the third, and we just say, let's go, guys. Actually, he did a good job, and got to do it for him and everybody.
When you have to fight uphill, though, really from the beginning of the game, the key is it just to keep working, and try to grind it out?
Yeah, you have a game plan, and you just try to stick with it. Even if you try by 1 or 2 goals, it's your game plan to make you win games before. I think that's what you have to stick with, and make sure you're patient and you don't panic in the playoff. That's the thing. It's very important to stay calm and make sure you're disciplined, and you're going to accomplish a lot.
How about the fans here at the Spectrum? You guys come out for the overtime. This building was rocking. When you guys almost scored, even louder. How much did that help?
For sure. We have great fans here. We had great fans in Montreal too, and I think here they were really loud at the beginning of the game, and all game long they were behind us, and for sure we can feel that.
Last question. When you come over, guys come from another organization, the fact that you were accepted so quickly by the players who'd been here and the fans, how much did that help you guys adjust in coming over?
Oh, it's always fun to come to an organization, and they appreciate you, and they like what you do, and for sure it helps you a lot to make your game there, to put your game there, and make sure you do the job. And they got you for something, and you just got to come over and do the same thing.
Unbelievably good job. A pleasure. Appreciate the time. Carl, it was unbelievable to be here in the building. You lost your voice and you weren't even here. There are a lot of fans here have no voice as we head to Game 2 with the Flyers, thanks to this gentleman, up 1-0 to none in the best of 7. Carl?
All right, thanks, Tolly. You're talking about appreciating Eric Desjardins. Everybody in Philadelphia who's a Flyers fan certainly appreciates him tonight. Coming up, we will take a look at the highlights. If you're a Flyers fan, you want to stick around and see that 5-4 win as the Flyers post-game report continues.
NHL on Fox is brought to you in part by Core States, where we're building a new championship tradition, too.
How long ago was it when they played hockey with no helmets or masks, and basketball with no shot clock, and no team would be caught dead in a color like teal? And how long ago was it all we really needed was one simple loan to take care of everything you really needed? But times have changed, and so have we. Now Core States offers loans to help with everything from a new car to an extended credit line that will help your small business grow bigger. Because some things never change.
5 years in development, 9 onboard computers, 12 patents. Introducing the elegant and powerful TL series, the new touring luxury sedan from Acura. Engineered to run over the entire car industry and still provide a smooth ride.
Lease the all-new Acura 2.5 TL for $369 a month at your Greater Philadelphia Acura dealer.
Every day, everywhere, lawn lovers wake with the sun and do what they love. Crank up their snapper and head out to mow their lawn. And they mow, and they mow, and they mow.
For the dealer nearest you, 1-800-950-4650.
I had the most moving experience the other day. It involved me, my family, and a brand new Ford Windstar. When we went to our Ford dealer, we were instantly sold on Windstar. And not only did we get $1,000 cash back, we could choose from any minivan on the lot. No other minivan has more passenger room, and there's plenty of cargo room for those family vacations. It's ideal for the family on the move.
$1,000 cash back on Windstar is for a limited time, so you better move it to your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Welcome back to the Flyers post-game report here on Fox Philadelphia. Game 1 of the Flyers and Rangers best of 7 Eastern Conference semifinal goes to the guys from Philadelphia. Across from the Spectrum, the guys building the Core State Center, showing their support for the Flyers early first period. Rangers on the power play. Watch Mark Messier win the draw. Brian Leach one-times it. It's 1-0 New York. Now, late first period, Peter Nedved wins the draw. He gets leveled by Eric Lindros, but he bounces back up and beats Ron Hextall to make it 2-0 New York, 14 seconds before the intermission. Second period now, less than 3 minutes in. Flyers get one back skating with a two-man advantage. Michael Renberg feeds John LeClaire, and it's 2-1. Rangers capitalizing on the power play. 15 and change into the second. Craig McTavish loses a stick. Pat Verbeek loses him and whistles it past Ron Hextall for a 3-1 advantage. A minute and a half later, Flyers get back within one again. Renberg's shot hits the post. The light goes on. Flyers keep digging and give LeClaire credit now for the goal, his second of the game, but as we all know by now, more to come. Then, about a minute after a quick whistle negated what would have been the tying goal, Lindros gets the puck behind the net, then behind the back to LeClaire, who converts for the equalizer with 7:10 to go in regulation. It's a hat trick for LeClaire, his first ever in the playoff. It's 3-3. Then inside the 5-minute mark, Hexy with the save. Eric Desjardins with a long feed, a bit too long, but watch the hustling Flyers pursue. Richter comes out of his net, perhaps out of position as well. Renberg feeds to Desjardins. He beats Richter for the 4-3 lead. Rangers call timeout. Pull Richter in favor of an extra skater, but then with 19 seconds left, Pat Verbeek's backhander is good for his second goal of the game, and we're headed to overtime, tied at 4. Get up, Hexy. In OT, Flyers putting all kinds of pressure on the New York goal. Richter and the Rangers on their heels from the start till Desjardins finishes them off. McTavish wins the faceoff, and Desjardins walks in unchallenged. Once again, the final score, the Flyers 5 and the Rangers 4. In overtime, LeClaire with the hat trick, Desjardins with 2 goals, including the game winner. Well, we talked to one star of the game. Why not talk to another one? Once again, we head back down to the Core State Spectrum, where Don Tollefson is standing by with John LeClaire. Gentlemen?
John, you and I were just talking about the fact as soon as you guys come out for the overtime, you almost scored a couple of goals. You guys were determined to take it to them right away.
Yeah, we were. We felt pretty good in the locker room after. Everybody was pretty fresh. You know, I think when everybody talked about if that week off was going to help or hurt us, I think that was kind of proof right there. We were real fresh going in the overtime.
Let's talk a little bit about the goal that tied it up at 3-3. The pass from Eric Lindros, absolutely unbelievable.
It was. Eric made a great play on the goal. He went, you know, the puck gets dumped in here by Peter, and Eric goes almost all the way behind the net and then throws it back short side. I had a wide open net. You know, it's just another terrific play by a great player like Eric.
And no matter how many times we say it, he keeps doing things that amaze us, no matter how long you've been around hockey.
Exactly. You know, it seems every game there's something else he does that just you sit back and you go, wow. You know, he's just an amazing player.
Speaking about wow, your hat trick today, 3 different kinds of goals, but all of them result, you just keep going to the net. You keep going to the net in this game, good things eventually happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing we did in Buffalo. We wanted to keep crashing the net, and we had some success. I think that's the real key here, too, is we got to back their defensemen up. We got to go hard to the net, look for rebounds.
You guys were determined, it seemed to me, coming out for the overtime, not to let these fans in this building down after you'd fought all day to get back in the game.
Oh, exactly. I mean, we fought real hard to get back in the game, and the place was just going nuts. The support here has just been terrific, and you know, today it was a lot of excitement in the building, and you know, we felt that we might have, you know, gave it away there at the few seconds left in the game, so we were pretty determined in overtime.
We were also talking before we went on about Ron coming up big, and a couple of times when the game might have gotten out of control, you're already down early, Hexy comes up extremely big.
Exactly. We were down 2-0, and you know, Hexy made some great saves that you know, was a difference.
Okay, John, we really appreciate the time. Thanks so much. So there it is, Carl. John LeClaire with the hat trick. Again, an unbelievable day for the Flyers, up 1-0 on the Rangers right off the bat.
That's exactly right, Tyler. You got 1 win. All you need is 3 more, and you move on. And we're going to do that very thing when the Flyers postgame